Just getting a few data points coming through here at 8:30. Bigger numbers to come later in the morning, 8:55 and 10 a.m. We'll get the U.S. government's Red Book year over year, the first initial number that could move the market this morning at 8:55, 6% expected there. A number of Fed speakers to come today, including Waller, Barkin, among others later in the day. New York Fed Treasury auction to come as well. Consumer inflation expectations at 11 a.m. this morning. Remember, that one doesn't typically move the market. CPI, the big one tomorrow. We'll also get PPI this week as well. So a lot of inflation data to come before the end of the week as we finally, at this point, seem to be getting a little bit of a pullback in this just market that continues to be so strong. Over the past couple of days, we are downside to the tune of, 0.06% right now for the NASDAQ. Hey, it's red. We'll take a pullback when we can get one. For more opportunities, Tesla shares on watch here this morning. Downside to the tune of about 2.5% after just an absolute epic run over the past week or so for Tesla. Everything related. Also under a little bit of pressure. We're also seeing all kinds of pressure in Chinese ADRs across the board, but specifically the EV group this morning. There's an XPEV down 4.3% right now. NIO also under pressure. Li Auto. Palantir down 2.5%. Another one that's just been absolutely screaming higher over the past week or so, back under $60. Lots to talk about today, though. More earnings coming through. Home Depot this morning. Moving around here, we'll touch on that. ON, the running shoemaker, among others, reporting. Shopify, huge report. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Looks good. Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Shopify, big move up here, Breno. 16.5% on the back of that earnings report. We'll talk more about the details later, but there you go. Really breaking out through that level above $100. Kind of the same thing over here for C Limited. Very similar percentage breaks. Very similar break through the $100 there. 16.5%, Brendo. Good look for both those earnings names. Separately, Amazon releasing their own chips, looking to train their large language models and dealing a nice little deal there with Anthropic.
Yeah.
So good look there.
Yeah, getting into the chip space because I guess they don't have enough to do already for Amazon. Affirm, I just saw it pop up in front of me here. It was higher initially, back downside right now. What a day yesterday for AFRM. 3%, giving back 3% of that, teaming up with Visa to launch a dual purpose credit card in the U.S., specifically a debit credit card. So both available for AFRM, but trying to bounce off 55 here. Alibaba Singles Day numbers blowing it out of the water as well. So if you want to look at anything as far as Chinese ADRs, that might be a little bit stronger than the rest. 2.5% still downside, but hey, it's not 4. Obi back in for Neil this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Yo, Obi is just checking out some numbers there on real trading. Someone made over $10,000 in Canada. I was saying that it could have been, we did see some MindMed action there yesterday. There was some, was it TSX?
Yeah, it was I don't know, but the numbers say TSX, so I'm like, okay, what's going on over there?
Yeah. All right. You know what's going on right here is Tesla. Tesla's down. Brendan just mentioned some EVs there in the Chinese space, but Tesla's not having a good 10 minutes here, dropping $6. Like it was just 346. Let's call this 15 minutes ago. 346 and change, dropping into 340. I have on the sticky note, just about to get it out right now. I had 338 written down here as a level that we wanted to buy some Tesla at. I mean, I think it's not rocket science to look at it down here, but I had written that down when we were up here, 348s, and now we've just dropped out $6, basically in a straight line, downside. Like that's a pretty decent move to have happened here in the pre-market. So we're going to keep our ear to the ground right now for Tesla. Market, I was actually thinking today, and we'll talk more about the NASDAQ in general, but I was thinking that we did a pretty good job of holding this 21.1 right there yesterday. So I like that play for a bounce higher. I think we could take out this 21.250, 21.3, heading up to the high side here. So for me, I was thinking bullish. So some of the ideas I have are long, but I did not think that we'd get this Tesla dip happening right now. So very interesting moves right there coming in. I think if we're going to talk a little bit longer term here for Tesla and think about where we could maybe go for this, I mean, this little, so there's that island gap up. So you'd like to see us hold in and around this 320 area. So that would be sort of the place to start to dip by if you believed in the name, and a possible area where we could go, especially on selling, right? And so yesterday I talked about lightening up a little bit on Palantir, and we did do that in our own account. We did sell some Google as well. That was it. We didn't do, oh, and I got filled on Cardano overnight. Thankfully got out of some of that, not enough obviously, as it's down today as well. With crypto trying to hold, but 85.6 right now. So this is another name, Palantir. Watch out below again. So you have this sort of island fill area here. I think if we're going to get a pullback, 56 for sure is in play today, 56. And then, you know, down into here, 54 to 52 is another spot that you can try to get some more shares. And then we'll talk to Brian tonight on the recap show, but this little island gap fill area is what we're worried about if you get back into 51. So right now, we're still holding out fine. I mean, what a huge move it's been up for some of these names. But remember, pigs get slaughtered, and we're trying to raise a little bit of capital when we have these up days, because there is a big down day coming. We just hopefully don't have to experience it too many times. But pullbacks are pretty healthy, and sometimes we're looking for those, because we don't looking for stocks just to go up. It's really nice when that happens, but I do think it's worth taking something off at some points.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I'll be looking for today as well. And yeah, no, distinctly different action in the pre-market here on Tesla. Actually hits a high of 362.80. I don't know what it did in the overnight trading session on exchanges like Blue Ocean just yet, but yeah, that's an aggressive sell all the way down to 328. 328.19 is the low as of right now. We saw that yesterday's bit of a double bottom support at that 336 mark. Let's see what happens in and around there. You can see that even through that dump, these are 15-minute candles, pretty wicky. So still potentially some buying left in that area. But if that level cracks and we distinctly trade lower, then maybe, yeah, definitely a little bit of a healthy pullback is what I'll be looking for here on Tesla. But yeah, no, the market's still holding up quite well. We're still pretty much in an uptrend, even if we take a little bit lower here. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, Sean. Healthy pullbacks indeed. Some of the other names I definitely have on watch today are earnings day one names like Shopify. Shopify very, very strong, pushing 52-week highs on Shopify here. Again, nice little double beat on their earnings that came out this morning, and we're getting past 100 right there, creating a bit of a consolidation around 101. I like LYV as well. Live Nation also pushing some levels as well. 32-week highs on this one. All-time highs on this one. The prior all-time highs sitting at 127.75. So we are trading at all-time highs right now here on Live Nation. So a couple good opportunities, potential for a couple good opportunities off of the open and during the day today. Those are some of the tickers that are definitely my top picks on the day today. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, a lot of moves. I like the Shopify call as well. There's lots of names to talk about here. We're gonna have oil names, Bitcoin names. We just
crypto. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, crypto is really coming in right now. By the way, I started to say that with Sharif earlier. I came in and kind of laughed. I was like, oh guys, Bitcoin's breaking through 86,000. Like, you know, day of reckoning is upon us. And it's been such a nice move in Bitcoin, obviously, as we just touched. Wow, I didn't even notice this. We hit 90,000 overnight, 89 close. I mean, here, whoever they're charting from here, did it cross somewhere? 89.9. Let me go to a 5-minute chart just to see if there's anything bigger. Okay, well, pretty much, depending, I guess, where you're looking, it might have hit 90 somewhere, but wow, 90,000 into play right there. So you're down 5,000 right now and coming back in a decent amount right now for Bitcoin. So looking at a 5-minute chart right here, 84 and change, maybe a holding spot. If we go back to what we did yesterday and get back into this $80,000 mark, I think there'll be a lot of buyers down here. So let's wait to see what happens with crypto names. But yeah, we are falling back in. Wow, I did not even realize we got into 90,000. I guess that's why some of my orders had filled overnight. So good little move there for BTC. And just checking on IBIT, we took $3 on this name yesterday. We had 47s, we had 46.84s long down into here off of VWAP right there. But look what's happening today. Now we are underneath VWAP, underneath the 50 period, underneath the 200 period, and starting to sort of bleed in a little bit. So this is going to be that $84,000 marker. That's going to be around, you know, 47.50-ish, just based on what we just looked at on Bitcoin. And then down into here, 46 to 46.50, I think is a no-brainer buy area. But again, don't forget about we gap overnight, right? So this is not a 24-hour trading product. So this chart will look different than a Bitcoin chart, but should play the same as we open up. So anyways, yeah, wow. Lots to talk about, Obi. Glad that we have everybody. And if you're here with us right now, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Fabian is off today, so Ramin will be by herself. So we're gonna take it easy.
We also have that Amazon with the news. I just realized.
The chips?
Yeah.
The dips?
Chips with the dips. I mean,
Yeah,
Amazon's
Brendan
been
talked about that over there.
quite
Like, what
well,
else is
yeah.
Amazon getting involved in right there? Their new second generation chip coming out.
Too big to fail.
For more, are you? Would that be your platform if you ran? If you get down some of these tech companies are too big to fail.
I mean, I don't know about some of them, but like things like Google, like they have their arms and legs in quite a few different industries.
That's why it's so good to have this new regime. Because Donald Trump's just going to let the good times roll.
Yeah, I mean,
Apparently.
I'll be watching for that. Yeah,
I thought that he was going to let BYD. I thought he was talking about in order to get rid of. I'm going to see Randy or maybe Sharif knows about this, but I thought that he was going to encourage some of these automakers to start building stateside, avoid some of the tariffs. But wouldn't that be? That's not great news for Tesla. Anyways, all right, let's go back over the desk. I think we've probably been here too long.
All right, Microsoft popping up here in front of me, a note from Seeking Alpha via Citigroup, talking about Microsoft boosting cost efficiencies in various businesses, quote unquote, various businesses, and reaccelerating their all-important Azure cloud unit. So it was down about almost 2%, so we're back to about 1% right now, bouncing off 416. This is another one, though, that is kind of stuck here. You know, if you zoom out a little bit, it's a daily chart. We're sitting basically right in the middle of the range for Microsoft at this point. But you can see if you zoom in to what's happening right now, just got back above 418. Back to green here for Softy.
Yeah, to build on your point about Azure, they're really looking at growing this quite aggressively this year. They're looking at 32 to 33% growth, really boosted by AI and the offerings that they have there for their cloud services. We know that they're renting or basically they're leasing some of their compute capacity to the likes of ChatGPT and others. They're also looking at possibly ramping up their capacity as well as some others. They're talking also, Brendo, about their gaming business efficiency as well as getting into the security business as well for online. So we'll have to see how this all pans out, but kind of flat right now, up 0.08.
Yeah, if you zoom out a little bit, remember what happened last week, or 2 weeks ago, I guess it was now, on the earnings report downside for Microsoft. So context key here, but at least we're green, guys, getting back to the upside for Softy.
It's nice to see. I mean, oopsies. It's nice to see. I just caught up Microsoft in Brazil, MSFT. That's the problem when you trade at Real Trading. We have over 50 plus markets, and many of these different markets have different ETFs for our ADRs. I guess they wouldn't be American, but okay. So Microsoft, nice bounce. I mean, this is what we're trying to get, as Brendan mentioned there. The market's going to open up relatively flat. It's nice to see Microsoft get it going a little bit. It's been one of those names, and I feel like we've had a nice move back up there in Google, but we haven't. I think someone's mic maybe is on, maybe Sharif's, Ramin. Nice move back. I gotta take this out. Nice move back up to the upside right there. What I would say is we've had problems like with Google trying to get back here. I just wonder if at some point they're gonna turn the machines back on to Microsoft and get this going again. They still had a good Azure number, so I think that's fine. I'm not super excited about ChatGPT anymore because I feel like, and Brendan used this example yesterday, or maybe it was Sharif, or that Perplexity, gave a better answer. I think it was the oven example there that Brendan had yesterday. I just think that if we're going to use a bunch of different large language models, Microsoft, although of course they have Copilot, that's going to be something nice. I don't think we heard that much about Copilot on their last earnings call, which a lot of analysts wanted to hear about. So that's why Microsoft drops back into here. Are they actually making any real money on this AI bounce, or are we just going to put a simple AI, control function on our keyboard here? Like what exactly are we doing? How are we monetizing this? I like the name, but there's nothing to me super exciting about it. I'd honestly rather buy Meta if the market went down. I'd rather buy Amazon if we got to move in. I mean, look at Meta today. We'll talk about Microsoft, but Meta's up 0.5% and trying to take out. I mean, I think Meta takes out all-time highs. It's just a matter of a couple of days. So for me, I think there's better big cap tech names right now than Microsoft, but you know, it's a mighty one. There's no doubt about that. Any thoughts for you on that? I mean, I feel like Microsoft's just a little expensive at these levels, but
I mean, I think Softy, I have a little bit of I guess some key levels in and around these 415, 416 area. We've already kind of washed it. Let me just open up this chart right here. Something to note, yeah, it's just it's trading within this earnings reaction range as of right now. We tried to dip a little bit lower than these 405s, 408s. Didn't really get there and coming right back in. So what I want to do right away is maybe throw on a bit of an anchored to this earnings report right here. If I can just do that there. Okay, cool, boom. So you can see that we're kind of holding right above that. So it is hovering right here. This is the anchored VWAP right here to those prior earnings from a couple weeks ago. We're kind of holding above that as support from yesterday's lows and in the pre-market as well. So I think that might be a good place to watch. You can see earlier on last week on Wednesday, we got an aggressive bid up right off of that earnings anchored as well after it kind of got distinctly above that with a bit of a gap up as well. So yeah, I like Microsoft for that. Let's see if we can get past some of this consolidation high from yesterday as well, sitting just underneath that 420 mark on Softy. But yeah, no, other than that, I don't really have too much of an opinion on Softy. What's up with Tesla?
I was going to say, we got Mitch coming up very, very soon, so we're excited to hear some of his ideas here on a day like today. But right now, Tesla, I just want to bring it to everyone's attention. I didn't realize that we had just broke 340 a couple minutes ago, but it looked like we're about to do it again right now. So Tesla definitely here, taking the stair. Whoa.
Oh, my God.
Taking the stair step down right now. Tesla trying to break pre-market lows and looks like it wants to do that. I mean, we have yesterday's. So I wrote down, man, the sticky note's going to be out in just a couple seconds. I wrote down here 338, but this is okay. Look at that. We were just at 339.59. We hit the oh my God, and it's a nice little bounce. So there you go, bang. There we go. That's all we got to do is hit these little emoji things and get going again. But there, it's a nice little $2 bounce off that bottom. Look at the NASDAQ doing this right now. Right, NASDAQ taking out pre-market highs, Tesla taking out pre-market lows right now. Nice bounce, but very, very interesting here as we'll wait to see. I mean, this name has to be in play, right? I mean, I'm sure Mitch is going to talk about that when you are trading in a prop firm and things like that. You want to trade active names with catalysts that are moving around. So here goes Tesla right now. Bitcoin also with a potential bounce there at 85,000. So you and I just talked about this, Obi. Tesla and Bitcoin and a lot of these sort of memeier names, Trump trade names, seem to be moving together right now. There goes Tesla. Wow, not bad. A $3 bounce back to the high side right now. So Tesla, good job on that one, making its move back higher. All right, back over to the desk with the boys.
All right, Mitch Hoke is going to join us here, talk a little bit about what's happening as far as the market is concerned. We can bring him in, Ramin, whenever. There he is. Hey, Mitch, how's it going?
Another beautiful day, and did you guys see that crypto trade?
No, totally missed it.
Not a bad one there, right?
Yeah, it was okay.
It seemed to me like, I mean, we talked about it last week. There was only, I think, one trade that was a win-win scenario, regardless who won, and that was crypto. Now we're seeing that bullishness come in. I still see 100,000 before the end of the year, so I'll continue to watch Bitcoin. But I think we're getting to a point where we can get started and get a pullback. So I'm going to put on alert out there. Potential red day today. I know that's not jumping too much if you're just looking at the futures action, but more along, I'm referring to historical reference here. In 2016, the first red day came after 5 green days in the Trump election, right? So that's what I'm going to be watching for now. This is the 5th day, so let's see. Potentially, does it repeat? We all know how history likes to rhyme, so I'll be watching for that. And then, of course, I'm going to call out a potential trade to look out for here. Is that Tesla coming right back down, starting to see also the Bitcoin names, and those names start to pull back as, of course, the euphoria is in the market, and it's a perfect day for a little bit of some pullback action. So I'm already swing short on Riot. Going to be watching to see if some of these can start pulling back, especially out the gates.
Yeah, I was going to mention, as far as this pullback is concerned, a lot of people sitting here, have enjoyed the past week and a half to the upside very long in Bitcoin. This is not necessarily a sign to say, okay, that's it. You got to sell at least some. But talk a little bit about maybe how to, you mentioned Mara, positioning maybe around a multi-day even type of move back in here.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that you clearly see with these crypto names is a lot. If you look at the charts, it's probably not going to be your smaller time frame charts that look better. It's the hourly chart with these names. And a lot of these love to do that hourly long pullback to support and then come back up. Like CleanSpark. You guys saw it. It reopened yesterday, started to push, looked like it was going to 17. What does it do? Comes back to that nice hourly support right around 16 and then makes its way back towards the 17. So that's what we got to look for today. Do we come back to those hourly 15-minute lows? You can see them on the 15-minute chart too. That's why I say if you're trading these crypto names, especially pay attention to the deeper time frame charts than your 1 minute or your 5-minute charts.
Very impressive. Just to shift gears here real quick. Very impressive so far. Shopify keeps popping up in front of me on a volume scanner. Day highs right now, 110 just came and went. This thing just goes up.
What a name to have, man. I think that this is one of those names that I'll be looking back and being like, man, why don't I have this in the investment account? Because around 45, and it gave us multiple chances in 2023 around that level where things really started to turn around, right? And now I think there's an extreme bullishness that could come in for Shopify and Amazon. Why do I feel this? All about Trump, right? And we know how much he's going to be battling against China. So what's one of the major concerns of Shopify and Amazon? It's Temu. Let's be honest. And that is going to be actually a negative outlook now towards Temu because of the tariffs that are coming in. So if there's anybody that could get another uplift because of this, it's Amazon and Shopify. So I think these are great names to be looking for potentially a nice holiday rally.
I got to take your lead here and go over to China, seeing some pretty red numbers right across the board for all of these ADRs. I'll pick on your Alibaba from the past couple of weeks here, 2.5% this morning after a decent day, higher yesterday. I mean, this is kind of the way these trade, though.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part of the China trade. It's a gap up, gap down type of trade, right? It's not really necessarily intraday action that's running these stocks. It's a lot of gap ups and gaps down, so it's hard. It's more of a swing trade or position style trading to trade these names. And I think I did the right move in getting out of Baba. I got out when it started to pop back towards the 100 just because I saw it as, at least for the short term being, I think we need to let some of this play out to really see how much hardball is going to be played towards against China. And also, what can China do to maybe battle back? Maybe create stimulus enough to get around some of these tariffs to really kind of push the economy forward. I think right now you're on the sideline, you're waiting to see what happens. And I think that that's exactly what we're seeing in the China trade right now. And that's why the pullback is happening.
Don't look now, Mitch. Market just went green, or NASDAQ anyways, back to positive territory here. As we get to the end or through the major earnings here, we have some inflation data coming up tomorrow. Market kind of, trying to feel itself out and look for the next catalyst, the next reason to make that next leg higher. From a broader perspective here, what are you expecting over the next few days?
Yeah, one of the things we try to talk about this on Trade the Pool, not just the micro perspective into stocks, but also the macro perspective and the Fed's influences on the rates right now. Of course, the Fed's affecting the short-term rate cuts, but it seems like the long-term is still actually getting pushed up. And that's interesting. What is that? That's expectations for potential inflation fears. That's why I think that's there. And so with that being said, we need to watch what happens, especially towards the winter months here. Will we see some kind of inflation start to arise? I'm looking, and I saw this morning, I did see that OPEC say that demand is going to be, coming down. But if I look at the charts right now, I'm looking at energy, XLE, and things like that, and I can see them propping up. If anything, look like they're getting ready for another run. And if oil goes on a run, that's really scary for inflationary pressures. And that's what we're going to be on alert for.
Individually.
Do we get inflation?
Yeah, individually, is there an area of the market or maybe a specific couple of names we can kind of keep in our back pocket with that in mind?
Yeah, I mean, you got to go to the best names and the ones that could get some benefit in the U.S., right? It's XOM and Chevron. Of course, we know how Chevron's been trying to do a bunch of buybacks, but the best of breed I'd be looking at, of course, Exxon. XOM's been trying to set up here for a nice bigger breakout move. You got to look at the bigger time frames, but can we really start to rally? Every single rally that's lately gone into oil has been hit right back down. So I think you continue to watch this trade, especially going into the winter months. Will we see a nice little lift off here? I'm going to keep an eye out on XOM and XLE for that state if you want to look at an ETF.
Anything else individually you got your eye on today, Mitch?
Oh, of course, there's always good trades out there. And of course, we're going to be watching the holiday trade. And one thing is to be looking at. There's a historical trend here. If we take a look at a week before Thanksgiving, the historical trend is that we're up 19 out of the 30 times. But the last 6 times, we've actually gone red. And so that's where we got to be watching out right here while we get towards Black Friday. Now, I will call out some retail names. Ulta, Best Buy, those types of names I'm watching to see if they can get a run into that Black Friday. Now, one of the moves that I've seen lately was Google's inverse head and shoulders that popped above the 170. Ulta has a very similar look. It's an inverse head and shoulders that could start popping back above and could make a move. Of course, with the support of Warren Buffett, I think it's on a lot of investors' radar. So keep your eyes on a nice move into the holiday for that. And of course, on Trade the Pool, we like to talk about swing trades and some surprise trades out there. Here's a surprise one. What about the merger watch with Spirit and Frontier Airlines? It was mentioned about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm starting to see Spirit spike, and it's going back towards that 319 when this was mentioned on October 23rd. So the potential upside here for maybe a breakout towards 4 in a airline trade where you're seeing all the airlines get the lift. Hey, this is not a bad one to keep watch. I know it's not on a lot of people's radar, but what about Save, Spirit Airlines?
We'll see how today goes. I noticed, it's funny you brought that up. I noticed a lot of chatter, a lot of people talking about it and trading it, tons of volume on this name yesterday. So great stuff. Great insight as always. Mitch Hoke, analyst over at Trade the Pool. Best of luck today.
Yeah, guys, go get to that trading action. And like always, definitely pay attention to the other names, not just Bitcoin, right? You got Ethereum. You can still trade those types of names like ETHU, 2 times leverage, right? That's what I'm going to be looking at, especially on a day like today. Do we get the pullback? Will it be the red date? Will history play out again? Find out, guys.
See you, Mitch.
I mean, that is the thing. History does have a funny thing of repeating itself over and over and over again. But thank you, Mitch, for all of that. And I think he's right. Watch out for Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum is still, I think it's 25 or 30% under its all-time highs.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about like Solana might be taking over that sort of wing there as well from Ethereum as far as building on the blockchain and using those contracts, the smart contracts, sorry. But yeah, Tesla's still holding out that 340. We talked about that yesterday. Sharif was actually, I think it was talking about Save and Spirit Airlines yesterday. Fabian was in this name. So yeah, more trading on this as this has started to break higher as well. So that's kind of a good look there. Yesterday we had huge pops in other names. I'm kind of thinking that there's a lot of traders that have made a lot of money on Bitcoin, Robinhood, SoFi, some of these wilder names. And I just wonder if all of a sudden, you take out some money out of those names and maybe we're putting it into some of these names, because yesterday, out of nowhere in the afternoon, GME popped about $1.50 up there to $28, which we had mentioned $28 could have been that top. We'd zoom back out and we'd seen it on the daily chart as well here, 28 coming in right here. So there were past reasons for that to possibly be a top. So I still think that, hey, look, there's going to be names that pop out of nowhere. Just be ready for those. If you can catch them early, like look, again, 230, right? Like if you can catch them early, there's lots to go. But then you do have to zoom out and think about, hey, where are some of these tops, right? And so I think that there's going to be a lot of movement. We've seen Upstart, again, this name was up, 10% plus, it seems like every single day. And then we've had nice 2 down days now, giving some of this back. Remember, the names you want to try to buy dips on for especially longer term portfolios are going to be names that are actually making money and not companies that just get boosted up here because everyone's running for small caps or running to get levered names where they know they can move up 10% if the NASDAQ pops too, right? So just be careful with all that, because as the NASDAQ gets jittery, it's these big names that will fall back in as well. So great hearing from Mitch and a couple different ideas there. Thanks, Mitch, for coming on.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think it's good pointing out that Save chart there. Over the past few weeks, we have been getting increased volume, and it's a bit of a break in the trend since that strong flush that we had earlier this year in January. You can see lost a decent chunk of its price, trading in the teens all the way down to sub $5 right there with a low of 123. But yeah, you can see that expanding volume, and it's kind of stepping up. So it should be interesting to see going forward. But let's see what's going on with the upgrades and downgrades with Adara.
Both sides of the aisle, but we're going to start with Nvidia, of course, here with an coverage initiated here by Redbird Atlantic with a buy rating and a $178 price target. There's also some positive notes here coming from Mizuho on the stock as they raised their price target, and you can read all about it in our watch list this morning with regards to both analyst notes. Sentinel One here with an upgrade from Deutsche Bank. We have Twilio getting upgraded by Wells Fargo, and Bristol Myers Squibb, which had quite the big run up yesterday after a negative AbbVie story, getting a positive note from Leerink Partners. On the downgrade side of things, Okta down about 1.5% with this Deutsche Bank downgrade. Phunware down even more here with a downgrade from H.C. Wainwright. Of course, that name has been on watch since and leading up to the election. Then we have GSK getting downgraded by Jefferies Financial and Ross being downgraded by Citigroup, guys. What a list.
All right, thank you, Adara.
You like anything on that list?
I mean, PHUN with the downgrade, it's already kind of on the backside, man. So I'm like, all right, so maybe some more pressure there. Let's see if we can crack some of these lows there. But yeah, no. Other than that, Nvidia with the upgrade, sure, cool. It's been, I mean, you guys can see all the lines that I have drawn on. But something interesting, you had this. That's that August puke low right there. Trend acceleration off of that happening right now. You can see 1, 2, 3 touches, and also confluence with a hold on a lot of these earnings anchors that I have going on. So interesting stuff nonetheless. But yeah, no, Nvidia is still very well in that uptrend, maybe poised for that 150 today. Let's see if those upgrades bring us any tailwind.
So Bristol Myers is an interesting one to me. Thank you for Adara for bringing this up, because yesterday we had AbbVie miss on their schizophrenia drug, and we know that Bristol Myers, well, we don't know, I know that now, is working on something similar. So, you know, you get a fail in one, puts the other one higher. What a great bottom that was in July. Like, okay, again, we've seen some missed bottoms there. We talked about Ulta Beauty there with Mitch and a few other names. I want to get into some Ulta Beauty actually, but I've been buying some Berkshire so that they hold Ulta. But anyways, okay, end of the day, nice move up there for Bristol Myers, up more than 10% yesterday, shooting this thing up to 14-month highs, as I just read, and through, obviously, 52-week highs, breaking that $56 mark. This looks a lot like Shopify, to be honest with you. Not the fact that we have this top up here, but the fact that we've broken through now, and now we sit on an island all by ourselves up here at $59. So let's wait to see. I would say a pullback, obviously, into 56 would be real nice, but that might not be coming today. If investors sort of switch their portfolios over, a little bit of AbbVie, out of AbbVie into Bristol Myers, or just a shuffle into a name that might get a drug that's, you know, or might have a drug that's, you know, one stage ahead of its competitors. So really, really like Bristol Myers here. We've seen what, you know, new drugs can do for companies. And I mean, for me, there's reasons why. We talked about why one of the only ETFs I own right now is XBI. You know, and that's because I thought that this was going to be a play on rates as well. You know, mergers and acquisitions here. So XBI, we're long in it just around this $100 mark. It's been a nice break. It's not super, I mean, up 3%. What are you going to do? Hopefully it continues to go. This is going to be a longer term spot. But I like this name as well. So AbbVie's here, Bristol Myers is here, it's drug generation. You know, you're going to get some mergers and acquisitions. So I like XBI in this space. And just because we've been talking about it, AbbVie yesterday, I thought there was a little bit of a recovery at the end of the day. Let me see. Yes, I guess there was. I mean, we had nice move down in. We closed the day basically in the middle, but not at the lows. So I guess the recovery was midday there for AbbVie. Maybe 177, 178 break long as it's up 1% today as people sort of digest those results. So anyways, some big names coming through here, again, in the biotech space.
60.32, guys. That's where we closed out yesterday on the ES December contract. That's the overnight high as well, 60.32.5. The low, 60.12. So let's look for 6,000 as support. If we really get going and we have a better day than expected right now, let's look at 60.50 as resistance. We rejected off that level yesterday.
If you haven't done so yet, make sure you jump down to the description of this video. First link, top link is for the watch list. All you need is your email address, and we send you everything you need to know every single morning in the pre-market. Looks like that and more for absolutely free. Let's talk crypto here. We touched on it briefly there a couple of times in the first half an hour, but worth revisiting. Here's 3% downside for Coinbase so far this morning, but let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row straight to the upside, including just an absolute monster yesterday. BTC on a bit of a pullback here. Some of these getting quite volatile. There's really no other significant catalyst or individual news stories around any of these, really. It's just Bitcoin.
Yeah, record day yesterday, though, Brendo. $1.14 billion in inflows to the spot ETFs for Bitcoin. So fantastic day. Since election day on the 5th, it surged 26%. I'm talking about Bitcoin. ETH also a healthy 33%. But some of these meme coins have also been running. You got the likes of Shiba Inu up 57% and Dogecoin as well up nicely yesterday. So we'll keep an eye out on this one as it possibly works its way into 100,000.
It will, Sharif. Come on. Netflix just popping up in front of me here. Netflix ad-supported streaming services reaching 70 million monthly active users globally. That just came out for NFL Live Christmas Day games. Sold out all in-game inventory, partnering with advertisers including FanDuel and Verizon. Even if you want to advertise on the Christmas Day game, can't do it.
And they've got the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight on Friday. Brendo, this thing was at $670 at the end of October. It's breaking above 810.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. This is one of those ones that you're looking for to split, possibly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Again, if you missed that, all inventory on the Christmas Day NFL game for Netflix sold out. Ad-supported streaming services reaching 70 million monthly active users just coming out there for Netflix.
That's pretty crazy, man. Not so Netflix, I guess.
No, I mean there's a lot of Netflixing and
Those are
chilling,
all-time
but
highs,
there's the stock is definitely not chilling. That is no chill. I think that's going to be that Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. Like I don't know whatever the records are for. No, but it's going to break records. Whatever the online sort of streaming live events, like whatever Amazon. I mean, I don't know. Will it be whatever Amazon gets for the Christmas Day games? Probably not. Will it take down like what Amazon was getting for Thursday Night Football? Probably. I don't know. I'm excited for it. The thing is, this fights don't start. I don't think the pay-per-view actually, or not pay-per-view. See, I'm calling it pay-per-view. It's Netflix. I don't think it streams until 8 o'clock, and I think there's like 6 or 7. Like I'm not sure that fight even starts until midnight. So get ready for that. Probably even a little bit later. But yeah, Netflix continues to work. I don't see any reasons why you would want. I mean, is there a better chart? I mean, there's the base, there's the break, and now we have positive catalysts again and again. Like this stock just keeps on working to the high side. Every time you sell some shares on this, like it's crazy that I'm not a little bit more overweight in this name than you know, like the other ones. But it's hard to get behind it, I felt like. I heard Sharif mention something about like how much time you spend on Spotify and things like that. And I mean, it's just like, I sold out of this name. I remember it was like 313, 308, something like that. Like I remember we talked about it, and I think it was maybe on this bump right here, you know, back in the summer. Yeah, this would make sense. Like basing out, it was into here probably, and then we felt pretty smart about it as it broke back through. But look what Spotify's doing. I mean, it's the same thing, right? This is why like I'm very, very surprised that you're not going to get like bigger pops now just for this kind of a reason in Apple and like other big streaming names and names that have services that keep getting supported. I mean, anytime you put your credit card down for something, it seems harder and harder to cancel it because they're not that expensive and we keep on watching higher, right? So Apple has Apple Music, the iTunes Store and all that. I think Apple can work. Anyways, at the end of the day, big cap here, still upside. Are we supposed to be talking about Bitcoin? I think we probably are. All right, so look, I got out of some shares, some coin yesterday. I got out of some Cardano. I sold some Palantir. I sold some Google at the tops, but I did not sell any Bitcoin yesterday. I like Bitcoin. I'm not, heavily into it. I think you want to buy any dips in this name. We talked about sort of the scarcity factor. There's the island gap up. I mean, we always look to see if we can get long in and around the bottom of these fills. So, 47, I think, for IBIT would be something to get through. And then we looked at what Bitcoin did overnight, and I Didn't even realize that it hit 90,000, but that is what it did. So we got filled on some stuff overnight there, but it's a nice drop in. And look at 85. We have support down here, I think at 84, 84.4. So that would be a level there if we break through 85. Like, how funny is it? We stop on a dime at 85, stop on literally a dime up here at 90,000. So a nice little $5,000 range right there. I think you buy dips into 84,000. So that could happen right off the open. Mitch talked about seeing some potential pain in names like Riot and Mara. But for me, this is a 5-minute chart, obviously, here on Bitcoin. I'm looking at this little clump right into here, 84 and change. And then if you're lucky enough to get a dip into 80,000, I don't think it would feel very lucky if that happened today to us. But I think that would be an area of interest for sure. So I think the first stop, 84, and then 80, but next stop, 100.
Yeah, no, definitely that 100 is well on the horizon there. Bitcoin again, yeah, very extended move over the past few days. I think with the decent reason as well. We were looking at some of this trend resistance that was coming in from all the way from March, kind of showing itself right there after that prior all-time high was printed, and then look at that, we break out of it, we pull back in, we hold that resistance as support, only to get a strong extension leg to the upside with expanding volume. So yeah, that 90,000 clip happened overnight. Let's see if that can come in right here. Again, with the volatility that Bitcoin experiences, definitely that 100K is well within range. But you got to also consider that if the trend is broken and the bid is real, and we do pull back, where will that bid catch before we get to that 100? So that's all the questions that I'll be asking. And of course, there's going to be sympathy moves in equities, in Bitcoin-related equities on the move that on whichever move Bitcoin decides, whichever direction Bitcoin decides to go. So yeah, that's definitely going to be one on watch. Again, the Maras, the Riots, the MSTRs. Definitely ones to watch, and maybe some CleanSpark as well for the smaller cap.
Yep, like the CleanSpark there.
We saw that BTBT was having some more volume as well over the past couple of days. But yeah, nice little pullback right there. 630 highs in the pre-market, it would seem. So interesting stuff there. So maybe is this a slight short-term backside for some of these moves? I have no idea, but we are pulling back off of that 90,000, so we can use that as a bit of a reference going forward.
A new discovery on the NASDAQ, Worksport, WKSP. Worksport is a US-based manufacturer and rapidly expanding with growing revenues, government contracts, and innovative green energy products designed to power your life off-grid. Whether you're on the move or seeking sustainable energy solutions, Worksport has you covered. Now trading on the NASDAQ under WKSP. Discover the future of clean energy with Worksport. Let's talk Shopify here. Also, just an absolute monster over the past few days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row going into earnings, and now we're way up here this morning. 108.5 right now. 20.5% here after a beat for Shop.
Yeah, beat on the top and bottom line. Brendo, good look for them. Over $2 billion in revenue. They're also adding AI-based tools to enhance their e-commerce platform to attract more merchants. Obviously, they've got the likes of Sidekick, which helps sellers with like sales reports, customer insights, tasks, etc. With respect to their guide, they guided above expectations as well. They're guiding about mid to high 20% increase in revenue. That's slightly above the analyst projections of low 20% there. So yeah, 20.5% already in the pre-market.
You were just saying, what was it, 300% off the lows from
October 2022.
Unreal.
Yeah.
What a move back up.
Boy, that's 52-week high.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, you talked about why. I mean, do you want to talk about maybe why it's setting up for?
No, I like that. Like, I think this is again potential for a continuation if it can give us a little bit of that umph. We are trading past that 100. Again, a double beat off of earnings, very, very strong. These are 52-week highs. Once again, you take a look back. We're trading at 108.30s right now. Go take a look on the weekly. We haven't seen some of these prices since January of 2022. So definitely more than a 52-week high there coming in on Shopify. Again, these are pre-split levels, split happening on June 2022 right there. So it should be interesting. Let's see. It's got a split adjusted high right there. All-time highs 176. Sure, we're probably not going to get there today, but it should be interesting to see if we can get that potential continuation off of the open. there with that strength coming in off of these earnings. Again, a double beat pushing 52-week highs. We've had a pretty decent year as well. You can see since 2023, that low was October 2022. We've only been making higher highs and higher lows, and then we extend into I guess a multi-time frame breakout off of this earnings. So it should be interesting. That 100 interesting as well. These prior highs sitting in and around that 92 level. So that's what I got on look for Shopify.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, like the stock here, taking advantage of e-commerce tailwinds, right? I mean, continuously moving higher there. If you ever beat on that revenue number, that seems to be what the street is looking for. Not an impressive EPS, but nice move to the upside right there for Shopify. We always say the same thing, man. When there's a gap, play back to VWAP. So right there, 104 and change for me, a good little area. Not only that, I feel like we are being supported. I mean, Obi just went over some levels, so not much for me to say here. But this 102 to 104 area, really, really like any potential pullbacks into that. We were talking earlier when we got in here this morning, and we like some of these breakouts, but then the breakout happens without us. So now it's kind of like, all right, wait to see if there is that pullback. A major company up 20%. We got to say this. So we'll wait to see what happens now for Shopify, big Canadian company, nice beat there. And again, taking out those highs. So I would say stay long the name, but it's just a matter of waiting for those pullbacks. The market is giving like these like yesterday we were up, then we were down, closing flat again. Like, you know, we're just hovering around some of these highs right now and trying to figure out what the market wants to do. I'm getting a little bit of I was having bullish feels because we bounced off this 21,150 yesterday and held it. Now I think we can get up to 21,250, which would be about 50 handles from here and break that and then test that high. So I'd like to see some carry forward momentum in the market to really believe that Shopify has some pull forward. But remember, its expected move was only 9%. You're up 20%. That's a double move. People are going to be excited about this. There should be some piling in. Let's play a little bit of a pullback into 104 for Shopify. I like the long just for right now. It's a little bit juiced up here. I don't know if I punched that long through 110.
All right, Tesla back downside this morning as well to the tune of 3%. There's nothing significant. I mean, that was one of the stories around Berlin coming out. This morning coming back into yesterday's low after we got above 350 very briefly. What a run it has been here in a week.
Crazy, Brendo. 5 consecutive days, obviously not accounting for today, of gains, 44% within those 5 days, accounting for $344 billion in additional market cap on the stock. Dan Ives chiming in on this one, basically saying that, you know, the Trump win could have added $50 to the stock. Well, it added a lot more than that. So we'll keep an eye on there. Some technical indicators are showing possibly a short to intermediate term overbought indication. So we'll keep an eye on it, down 3%.
We apologize if you hear some background noise once again this morning. The building is falling apart. They're replacing pipes above our heads, so not much we can do. Apologies, though.
Ram's fault.
Watch out above. A dripping? Okay, so we'll look, I wrote down here on the sticky note, and we rewrote it on here, 338. So that was a level that I liked here, 338 to get Tesla. But then I also put in the note that maybe we'd have to wait for a little bit longer, 336 to 338. Worried about this early dip here in the pre-market. Might have to readjust a few dollars lower. So maybe this isn't the long that I thought it was going to be at some point here today. I still like the stock. Like I said, I liked the long in the market. But now I'm not really getting those feels anymore, as it looks like it wants to break this low. I'm almost thinking, Obi, we might have to change our opinion a little bit here and take this break short for myself. It's really hit this 50 period to the downside right now. So that's something right there. Little nervous about this 336 level. So yeah, I'm not dip buying this. So I'm going to change my mind right now. Watch out for a 336 break lower. Wouldn't mind getting short into this area, 342.50 or so. Yep. It might be a leave. So it might be a leave alone, at least to make sure that we have the right direction, because it only takes one trade in Tesla, whether or not you have it right there at this bottom there, whether or not you have the short into this level as well back in. I mean, there's lots of opportunities throughout the whole day to trade Tesla. I'm not sure we need to have a huge trade rate off the open, but this could be a real huge trade. If this 336 doesn't hold and this thing is down 4, 5, 6%, then you're back into here, like 325-ish, like you know what I mean? So I think there's a $10 move here. It just needs to break. So
yeah, no, I think
changing
that
a little bit here.
no, I think that's a fair assessment there. Almost calling you Neil Sean.
Neil would be fine. I mean, I'm down with that too.
Neil's chilling in Rome right now.
Yeah, he
but,
is.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair assessment right here. Again, we talk about distinctly different action in the pre-market. All these prior days where we've had the run up, we've pretty much held within prior days range and held the bid quite well without any significant sell-off. You can see even yesterday's pre-market strong hold consolidation. Sure, chop, but we continue to make some strong highs and close pretty strong as well. But today, you can see in the pre-market, strong flush all the way from a high at 362s to down to a low at 328s, giving us a pretty wide pre-market range to work with right there. But something interesting to note from yesterday was that 350, bit of a failure to follow through intraday. Sure, we bid up much higher in the after hours right there, but that 350 kind of shows up. And then in the pre-market today, that 348 can't really get past that 348 after that 6, 7 a.m. kind of volume comes in. And we're trading lower, a little bit of a consolidation in and around this 340 as well. So yeah, that 336 definitely going to be an interesting watch as it showed itself yesterday and in the pre-market yesterday as well. So I'll definitely be watching that 336. 328 is the low, and we are kind of making some of these lower highs as well. We struggled to get past 350 yesterday with any sort of distinction. Sure, we got all the way to 358, but didn't really spend too far up there as that selling pressure comes right back in. You can see, again, to reiterate, we got back up there in the after hours, but that selling pressure comes right back in with some of that morning volume coming into the ticker. So should be interesting to watch. I think some of these levels to watch are the 350, the highs at 358s and 360s, and then this low at 328. Obviously, that 336, that's clearly standing out as yesterday's double bottom. Should be one to watch for on the tape. So that's what I got on watch for Tesla.
All right, let's talk Amazon here. I just found a interesting sentence in the story that I would have never guessed this, but Amazon's capital expenditure is expected to reach $75 billion in 2024. That's up from a mere $48.5 in 2023. So total year 2024, they're going to spend $75 billion. If you missed it early on, we mentioned the AI chips coming as soon as December for Amazon.
Yeah, these guys are spending hand over fist on hyperscaling here. All right, guys, it's called the Trainium 2, and it's essentially a competitor to Nvidia's H100. I'm not sure about the Blackwell, though. So it's going to reduce Amazon reliance on Nvidia's chips. It's designed specifically for large language models, and it's being tested by some bigger companies. Anthropic, one of them, Databricks, Deutsche Telekom. So good look. And it's supposed to enhance the data center efficiency and reduce the operational cost for Amazon Web Services so they can add on more percentages to their gross margins, Brendo.
Yeah,
so,
why not?
Good luck.
It's still holding top end of the range here. If you zoom out, this is a weekly chart for Amazon. Really kind of gives you some perspective here of what this week and part of last week has done. Not a heck of a lot. Right at highs, guys, for AMZN.
Look, I mean, I really like Amazon. Amazon's another one of those names that's on the sticky note for today. I mean, I remember when Obi and I were trading this name like at $100. Now it's at $200 and $210. It's starting to go higher and higher and higher. I mean, again, releasing these new chips, it's only going to make their algorithms more powerful and hopefully be able to. We talked about how much we like retail. We talked about Shopify there. This is going to continue to work out. It's not even a retail story, to be honest with you. AWS continues to work as well. So there's so many things here working out for Amazon. They've been getting into the drug prescription area, you know, different. They have the Ring cameras and things like that. I mean, they're not. Prime Days was huge. What do you think Black Friday is going to be? So, I mean, I really think Amazon continues to work. So for me, I wrote down, again, we're looking at it at 208. Obviously, we've just had a bump up here at 9 o'clock. No idea why. But I wrote down 207. So right now, the 200 period moving average is 207.50. And we have view up at 208. I think this is a buy down there in and around 208. I'm currently bidding 207. That's from before. I don't think that's going to work. So down in around here, 208, yesterday's closing area seems good enough for me. Or sorry, 2 days ago closing area seems good enough to me, right into there. Some decent support could be coming through. That real bottom, I mean, 207, that's 207.80. Like, if you're going to take a 208, you might as well take it, then get out if it breaks, and then maybe wait for your 207 dip buy opportunities, because the real long might be down here at 206. So let's just give the market a little bit of room here. We're already up 1%. I could see some sells happening early. If it does, I'm going to put a bid right now. And we have imbalances. Here, watch it with me. We have imbalances in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, Amazon, nothing. Wow, that was very monumental there. We had SMCI with a little bit of a sell coming in. And by a little bit, I mean, yes, a decent sell coming in. Wow, SMCI right now down 7 coming in. We had NEO with the sell right now coming through. We have, but that's not going to be that big of a difference there. Only 700,000 shares. Apple with a little bit of a sell. So those sell vibes that we're getting a little bit early seems to be hitting here. Palantir, although there's a sell there, Palantir says, as Alex Karp apparently playing offense with the stock, up to 59.50 right now, fading off of those sells. So TSLA, well, that's a sell. So again, that's Tesla, but the double long ETF. So, all right, Amazon, any thoughts on that one? I like 208 now.
Yeah, I think a bit of a downtrend happening over the past few days there. But still, this is the anchored from earnings just a couple of weeks ago.
It's coming.
We're trading pretty well above that. Something I do want to note that kind of stands out to me right here is this trend, bit of a trend resistance. Let's see if that can potentially come in here with a third point right off of the open. We've traded pretty much close to it right there, but I think if we can break distinctly past that through that 210s, I think we have a little bit of room. Maybe past those 212s as well. But interesting hold here on the bid at that 206 mark right there. All day consolidation. Sure, we get a little bit below it for a few minutes, but it can't really hold below that 206 quite well. And then in the pre-market as well, that 206 showing up once again. So it should be interesting. I like that 206. I like that 210 and the 212 as well. So let's see if any of those prices come into play as we carry on forward on this day today.
All right, real quick here, Robinhood to the downside this morning, 3.3% after reporting October numbers that were, quite frankly, quite impressive here right across the board. A little bit of profit taking. What a reversal off the earnings dip. So they reported October 30th. Huge move down on earnings. It rips all the way back to highs, essentially. I mean, right across the board here, 24.4 million of 90,000 on the users. That's month over month. You found a couple other ones there. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, who says people aren't trading on their phones, Brendo? Because this definitely proves the opposite. Equity in terms of actual volume traded per year up 150%. Options up 64% year over year. And this one I wasn't surprised with, 143% year over year for crypto. That's for volume traded as compared to last year. Morgan Stanley also chiming in on this one, boosting the price target from 22 to 24.
I mean, what goes up must come down at some point, right? That's what we're trying to think about now with our friend Robinhood. I mean, I just think it's quite valued up at these levels, right? So I just wanted to call up and see what this PE exactly is right now. Again, good quarter. We talked about how much we like the stock. We've liked it before. Up 3%. What goes up must come down. You're going to look right here. There doesn't have a forward PE, but right now 56 seems a little expensive for what they're doing. Obviously, in the space, you have. I mean, I don't think their peers are necessarily Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, but it could be Charles Schwab. There could be IBKR. It could be SoFi. There could be other ways to trade things on your phone. And right now, 21, you know, like Robinhood just well valued right now, probably double or triple some of its peers as far as PE is concerned. But we play momentum, right? I just think today, if momentum's going to come out of the market, we looked at Upstart, we looked at Affirm, we looked at some of these names that continue to climb higher and higher. And Robinhood, I just think fits that bill with a little bit of a short float. No, not really, only 4%. So that's not too much of a concern as much as I thought it would be. But again, we're past earnings, October 30th. Those are in the rear view. I just feel like it's such a big move there for Robinhood. I like to buy the dips for sure, but look how far away we are from that 50-period moving average with only a minute to go. Like, that's way up here, man. These are like huge island gaps. We'd like to see about a fill back in here into 30. I think that's where you wind up buying Robinhood. For me, if you're looking short today, it's got to be in some of these names that are well inflated. So I don't think we'll be looking for too many longs there in Robinhood. And by the way, oh boy, Tesla, like that 338 level that we wrote down, like that's held now a little bit. If you're looking to get short on this day, you're coming up into a great opportunity into 348, I think is a great opportunity to get short, but we only have 30 seconds left for that one. Amazon does hold off that 208, so I'm looking at Tesla, looking at Amazon early.
Yeah, no, I don't know, not really too much to say with the market on open. Real quick on Hood, I think looking at this chart, all's good in the Hood. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, we like that one. Okay, here we go. Also, Alibaba. This open brought to you by Worksport. Make sure you download that QR right now and go over. Check out WKSP on the NASDAQ. Thank you, Worksport, for sponsoring our opening drive and the opening bell. Okay, Alibaba was a 94 fill that we really liked as well. So if we can get something there on Alibaba 94, we'll take that. Something just fell in. Amazon 207.55 right now. We are long right now on Amazon, waiting for a 207 bid to come through. Even few more shares would be nice. A little bit of a dip buy opportunity now for Amazon. We sat there, we talked about liking this level. This is a sticky note trade, so we'll hold on to this one and see if it can work out for us. Amazon right now on a little bit of a run down as the market's trying to hold forward. So like the name, we talked about why, the chips and yada, yada, yada. So far so good here on Amazon, but the day is early.
Yeah, day's definitely early.
Tesla's coming in.
I got Tesla on watch. We'll wait for Tesla to get to some of those key levels right there. It's holding that 340 as of right now. Shopify is still trading in and around 108s, 109, so got to watch on that one. 111 is the pre-market high. 109 on the ask right there as of right now. And yeah, that's all I really got on watch. Live Nation as well, we were watching that 128, so that one's coming down pretty aggressively off of the open. That 127.75 is that prior all-time high on Live Nation. So let's wait and see what that one has in store for us. But I don't know if Shopify is really open right now because it might not be. Again, a nice heat taker. I'm not really seeing that aggression on the tape that usually comes in off of the open here on Shopify. So I might have to wait a couple more seconds for that one still. But it's still trading at 108s as of right now. 340s on Tesla. So it hasn't really gone too far on that ticker right there. So yeah, no, let us know in the chat what are your top ideas on the day today, and we can take a look at some of those.
I'm looking at
as
IBIT.
Well. That 336 might be coming in real hot there, Sean, because we're trading 338s right now, 7/2 now on Tesla. So it could be interesting watching the tape at that 336 mark as the market pulls back through that 21,200.
Yeah, great look on that one. I did not even realize it was happening. Oh, God, we got to get rid of this little data chart right here. Hold on a second here. The low 48.50, and we'll adjust this again, 48.50. So I'm just going to look right here. We do have that low right there of 48.50 coming in on IBIT. I'm going to try the short there. So, you know, we'll see if it wants to work out at that level. Not sure, obviously, if we're going to get that level or not. But a little bit of a break lower here as the NASDAQ. There's a lot of names trying to fall out right now. So let's see if it will hold fort or not. Tesla included, man. You're not short yet, but we are looking at that 336 level as a possible breaking spot. So I think we're going to take that on that break now through 336. We'll try to cross not too many shares here as it'll be an early break, but I think this is now, there it is. So we're now in this, we are now in this trade as it got elevated there quite a ways to the downside. So, all right, we'll take 50 cents. We got a piece out there at 50, and there's the move back up through that. So, again, pretty volatile there. We only took out 10% for 50 cents. Is now it's coming back in a little bit, back up to the upside. Well, there it is, man. There's that trade. Again, there's the break and the hold, and now the fade back to the upside. So we got to deal with this Tesla position as now it's $2 against us, but we talked about a little bit of light shares there. Maybe a hold in and around 340 could be something. What's that? That's the 50-period moving average. So now we got to get ready for that as Tesla right now giving me some bad vibes on this short anyways.
Yeah, let's see if that 33 or 340 comes back in. 338s as of right now, but we're still holding some of that 336 as potential support from yesterday. Again, we saw that level distinctly hold yesterday. So see if we do if we're in for a bit of a wash, or do we tick back up towards or through that 140. So Shopify pulling back in. 106 is trading on Shopify as of right now, so nothing too crazy on that one there. Taking a bit of a pullback. Again, I asked the same question. That bid in the pre-market off of earnings is pretty strong, and if the bid is real, where will it potentially come in on the day today? I have no idea, but we're trading 107s as of right now on Shopify. So let us know in the chat what you guys are trading so we can take a look at some of those names as well. Tesla still holding. I got some in here on top of that 336 is kind of a bit of a chase for me, but again, I like the hold of that prior day's low as of right now, and we're doing a decent amount of volume as well in and around that 335 area as well. So let's see if we can push back through that 340, or do we crack a little bit lower here? But Tesla, here comes the 340. Wow. So here it comes, 110 lots at that 340. Let's see what we do with that 340. Blast right through that 340 as of right now. So still kind of pushing a little bit higher there. Pre-market high right before the open. Let's see what what price that is right here on that prior bar. That is 345.83. So we're about 4.5 points away from that 345.83. And pre-market highs at that 348. So I think we, Sean and I were talking about. I think there's two key levels to kind of interact with this ticker, and I think that was at that 336 mark, and then at that 350 as well. Both levels coming in a little distinct over the past couple of days there. 342s coming in there now, Sean. So absolutely wild on this one. Let's see if we can get some 2 halves to take us to 5s as of right now. But taking a bit of a breather here above this 341. So opening price on this name was 342.74. So couldn't really get past that just yet. But I will pack my patience.
Good trade. So I went the other way. So I was short there as we broke lower. We did take a little bit of profit, then it busted to the upside. And it's just so funny because we had switched up our minds. First of all, we're more long on Amazon. I'm trying to get some out here at 45, which is right now. So that's a good one. All right, now let's get something out now a little bit on Tesla, as we did go back the other way. It did break just below 340 there and held. So again, a little bit of a nervous spot here. If you do have shares in Tesla, good trade there going long. And we had wrote that down that we had really liked. That long, which makes it hurt even more down there at that 336. I said between 338 to 336 is where we wanted to get long. But then all of a sudden, once we broke that initial bottom there, we thought it was going to continue, and that is not the case whatsoever. All right, so Tesla continue to go to the upside here. We're getting lighter and lighter on this, obviously. If we could break above this 344, then we're going to have to bounce out of that one. Amazon right now really working, man. That's 40 cents in the money. So we stayed true to our idea there, but we did not stay true to it on Tesla. So, all right, Adair, what you got?
With this small cap mover on watch here, it is Altimmune, ALT. This name might sound familiar because it's run in the past. They're actually earnings day one. So they reported this morning, beating here on sales and GAAP earnings per share, and also getting here a buy rating from UBS with a $26 price target. For context, they're trading at around $8 right now, so that's about 3 times where we're currently trading. They have a short float as well of about 31.5%. So ALT to the upside. Also here, I'm seeing some movement in a few other earnings names like TSN on day one earnings, and also NNE, a nuclear play on watch, guys.
Oh, yeah, NNE. Okay, yeah. We also have SMR. I got to check out that name. I have not been out of that one in a minute, of course. All right, I'm going to take out some more here. I mean, Amazon is making a move higher, which is great. The market has also continued to make its move higher, so good trade over there, Obi. And we're going to, okay, I mean, Amazon, although it's making its move for sure, let's take something out again. Okay, now it's fading. I was going to say, let's take something out at 50 as Amazon is fading back in a little bit. I don't like that move right here on Amazon, so let's take a little bit more out right now and see if we can't withstand that. We do average in a little bit more here into Tesla, but 345 is coming up very, very quickly here, and those bulls are back right now in Tesla. So again, good look over there. We are short Tesla 341, a break of that 345, and I think that's the tap out spot for me. But it is coming back in just a little bit now.
Yeah. So I think that's a good scalp for me. I'm going to wait for that 345 to potentially come in here. Again, that 336 prior day's level held quite well. Sure, it went down all the way down to what was that low? 335.30 it went down to. Sean. So
Yeah.
absolutely crazy. And yeah, I showed you this piece yesterday, right?
Which one?
Right here. Boom, boom,
Yes.
boom. The same thing
man, I
once
can't believe I
again. So
didn't
that
follow
336 level, just coming in, bit of a multi-time frame level, sitting on that, in and around those prices. Let's see if we can get back to 350 right there, but a bit of a slowdown as it broke through that opening price right there. Opening price, like I said before, was 342.74, and we slowed down. The bid is kind of slowing down through that. We talk about that pre-market or that opening range high being in and around that 345.86,
finally.
and it kind of slowed down. So we did get that aggressive bid off of that level, and this is what I was kind of showing Sean here. So let me just show you guys as well. If I pull up the chart right here. So basically, kind of that prior day level comes in quite well. It showed us the bid yesterday off of 366s. It made a day high all the way at 358s, trends down all the way without any sort of pops for about 2 hours, all the way down to 336s again, and then catches another bid. Now this bid, not as strong as the prior bid from the morning session, comes back into that same level today, right off of the open, and we catch a little bit of a bid back up to 344s and some change. So yeah, it seems like the bid is definitely there, but that bid has been giving us less and less of an extension there, as that initial extension giving us that push all the way to 358, and the second one going all the way to 350. Bit of a failure to follow through intraday yesterday at that 350, and today it seems like we're having a bit of a slowdown underneath that 345. So let's see if we can break through that 345 today. I'll be watching for that 350. Here comes Shopify. Shopify held the bid right there at that 106 mark. Oh boy, man. That 106 held quite well. I was not watching that one there. We're trading back up to 110s right here. So Shopify pre-market high is 111s. Right here, opening range high at that 110s. Let's see if we can go for an opening range break here with a hold at 106s. Bit of a wide risk there, but I guess I will try to manage that risk by sizing accordingly for a push a little bit higher. But let's see if that 110 can come in. 111s again, pre-market highs. What's up, Adara?
Lots of these smaller cap names popping up here on volume on my scanner. LGMK and LIFW. They're both penny stocks running. They run semi-frequently, so keep an eye on those. But also here, another smaller cap earnings name is going to be Springwork Therapeutics, SWTX. There's actually a bit of a larger market cap here, $2.4 billion market cap. Short float of about 17.5%. They reported earnings this morning. Slight beat here on GAAP earnings per share, a smaller than expected loss, but they did miss here on sales for SWTX, guys.
We're able to, thank you, Adara, for that. We're still talking about, we're going back and forth.
I liked the short, but as soon as it ripped up, like as soon as that bid started to hold,
were you in the short first? No.
No, I wasn't. I wanted the short, but I'm like, all right, well, the thing was, I was like, if it can get below 336 and then retest and show me that there's still sellers, that support has turned to resistance, I like that. But then as soon as it showed me the bid exactly where it was yesterday, I'm like, all right, well, let's just get along. Here comes 110.
You have been trained too well. You have been trained too well.
I don't know about that, man. Some days maybe good, some days maybe, not so great. So we'll see.
Welcome.
It's a work in progress, man. It's always a work.
All right, well, we still are short right now, and we just covered some at 340 and change. So our last couple of trades here have been very nice. Okay, this Amazon right now is almost $1 right now in the money as we get way up to the upside. And again, we talked about, again, I talk about this all the time anyways. This is Amazon long 207 right here on the sticky note. So we're long Amazon. Guess what price? 207.10. So let's get a little bit more out here. Hopefully the market will fall in for my guy Obi over here. You're long Shopify and out of Tesla. Okay, good. Sorry, I missed that one.
The bid kind of dissipated there, so I was like,
yeah. Hopefully it dissipates a lot more than what it's doing right now. We are now $2 in the money on that long, so on that short, on Tesla. So we'll wait to see.
Shopify got to be in so much earlier, man. You know what it was? That's what I messed up on. I didn't even have the proper chart up here. I'm like, I'm going to take a long off of anchored VWAP, and guess what? I don't even sit there. I'm not even watching it at anchored, and take a look at how well it holds anchored. Anchored hold plus a double bottom at 106 is on the 3-minute chart for a push back up through that pre-market high. So that trade might just be done right there, and I might be a little late to the party getting along 111's pre-market highs, because I think we can definitely pull back all the way to 107s, 106s, and this ticker will still be good to go for a potential push. Maybe not right off of the open there. There we go. Get stopped out on that one there. On Shopify as it comes back into 110. So you know what? If it's going to take a bit of a breather and it's not going to go through that pre-market high right away, then that's perfectly fine. It seems like that 106 anchored VWAP bid was the place to get long on this ticker here. I'm curious to know what the tape looked like. That was definitely a bit of distinctly different tape on the bid hold right there. Here comes Tesla coming right back down through 340 right there. So it's a good thing we got out of that one. 345 is the 345s are the high a day as of right now. So we've got to patiently wait for that one there. Again, I think it's already shown us what it wants to do with that 350. It doesn't really want that in the pre-market. Now it's trading below. It's struggling to get above 340. So let's see if we can get that continuation back below that 336, 335.
$6
halves right there. What do you got on $6?
$6 in the money. Tesla short.
Beautiful.
Okay, so let's go, man. Here we go. Here we go, man. I'm glad my guy makes money long over there, but we stayed patient with the short. We did get clocked out, though. It hasn't been the greatest of trades, obviously, as we had to average into this. Stay patient, my guy. Stop writing it down. You got to do that, and you actually got to be patient with it. It does get all the way up here. That should have been my first fill VWAP, but I like this break short. The problem was trading right here. Why average in? That was not the greatest move. Average in maybe to the top of 338, but then punch out when it breaks that and then retake the trade. We just got some out there at 339 and change. What's up, Adara?
Yet another small cap earnings name making moves higher here. This is going to be CRON. This is a Canadian company, actually, Kronos Cannabis. They did report inline earnings per share. They beat on sales, and apparently their revenue here increased by 38% year over year. So good look here for CRON. Smaller cap name here, just under $1 billion market cap after this push up here.
Good look on that one. Thank you, Adara, for that. I'm going to put some more bids here at 339, then 338. We got to make sure we capture some of that in case it does, continue to move higher here. Remember, we're still playing the futures. I mean, the futures are still something to look at. IBIT, okay, we did have a potential break. Again, I don't know, all we have to be is not thinking short there today. Like all these longs lined up. We wrote down 48.50 for IBIT. That was a bottom. Instead, I had a short trade lined up to go there for IBIT. So obviously, that doesn't wind up hitting, and thankfully it didn't because that was completely wrong as it's come right back up here into the 200 period moving average. So this isn't looking like a horrible short, but again, to be short Bitcoin right now, not the most popular trade. All right, but we'll 49.30. I'm still debating trying that move right there. All right, so we are out of, we got hit, we got 208s. We got into here. As the market's falling back down in, so is Amazon. So watch out for this break lower below 207. And I think we'll get out of that one and just keep the profit in our pocket. Let's take something out here at 25s. There it is, just to make sure we have something out right there in case it does break lower. But that's going to be my stop. We might as well put that in right now on AMZN. So basically 206, 89 or so, a little bit of a breakdown below 207. We'll take another bid if it does come in and fill us up at that same level of 10s. But that's what I'm looking at right now on Amazon. So
how wild is this move?
What, Tesla?
No, I'm looking at, so two names right here. Pretty wild move. I gotta quickly check what the ATR for this one is before I get involved. AMD. Yeah. Look at that flush right off of the open. So ATR is 4.86. Let's measure that move real quick. All right, so we've done about just around half an ATR to the downside right here. But yeah, strong quadunk right there. So I did pull up some of my chip sector basket right there, and I saw that AMD heavy to the downside right there, coming into that prior day level. So right here, we caught a bit of a strong bid right there off of 144s, 145s right there. 144.83 is the day low right now. Coming in aggressively with some strong volume. You can see some of those volume bars, man. It pretty much tower over, I guess, a majority of the day's volume, and kind of very similar to the opening session volume right there, but definitely a lot more. So let's see if we can get that breakdown on increasing volume through that 145 on AMD. Again, we've been kind of downtrending on this name over the past just a couple of days right there. And that rejection, oh boy, is that an anchored I'm seeing off of the rejection and the 50 failure to follow through? Let's take a little bit further look back right here on AMD and see, oh boy, all right. So you can see bigger picture downtrend as well. You can see all the anchors right here, and we're trading below pretty much all of them. as of right now. Oh boy, I don't have this anchored. No, actually I do. The yellow anchored is that most recent anchored from earnings as of right now. So we'll continue to watch this one as well right after we get back from Madeira.
It's worth noting here, Meta battling around that $600 level. I believe the high of day right now is around mid to high 599. So keep an eye on META, but also keep an eye on PFE getting a bit of a volume spike here. Reuters reporting that the company is looking to sell its hospital drugs unit and has actually hired Goldman Sachs for some advice on this potential transaction. So PFE climbing higher here with a bit of an increase in volume. And again, META on watch.
Watch right now, Amazon, wow. I mean, to have reloaded that, we just missed it, my guy. We talked about 207.10, it went to 207.15, and now it's ripping up $1 from the level. So good trade there if you got it, which we don't. Well, we do. We do have the original play, but we don't have the secondary play there, which we wish we had. So a good play right there on Amazon to reload that downside. And then Obi over here was warning me very, very kindly, I think, that Tesla is on the way back up here. So we are watching out for Tesla, seeing what move it wants to make. But at the same time, you know, not too worried. We do have our areas of concern or areas that we're looking at if there is a problem, and that would be that 345. So I'm just going to hold out that there might be a move down, more of a move down than what we've seen right there. We only have about a third, less than a third left right now of this position, but it's still a position, so we want to make sure that we are watching out for that one on Amazon, on Tesla. And we still have our Amazon. That's the only two positions I have, so that's why we were talking about that. All right, good move up for Palantir. Yes, sir. Really happy-go-lucky on this one. This is going to be a position that we always like to talk about. I did sell some Palantir yesterday in the account, so that's, again, something else that I mentioned there. It has a PE of over 300 right now, up to $60 there. If the market does a better short than it is a long, though. So we're going to have to wait to see if Palantir can do something for us. I actually like that 60 hold. We'll see if we can get back up there, but that's a decent short. I would rather it be underneath VWAP right now, but that's 59.30. So if you're looking for like that big trade, it probably would have to mean you have to sort of step up a little bit and maybe go short right now. So a pretty risky look there to go short Palantir, but up to $60, that could be the play if you're looking that way. Nice pullback here. I'm going to take advantage of this, take out a share or so here on our piece on Tesla anyways, and then see what we can do with that, the remainder. So right now, Tesla will get out a bid here and see if we can't get out a little bit more. Tesla trying to go back to the downside. There it is. We'll get that fill, and now we'll wait for it. So nice little fill there at 41.50s or so. Now we'll wait for a little bit of a pullback, 250 in the money there, 75 cents in the money on Amazon.
Yeah, so Shopify comes back into that anchored right there and holds this time at 107.4s. So it's basically showing us that as of right now, the bid is on anchored VWAP or the current day VWAP, whatever you want to call it. When they report in the morning, that anchored VWAP and the current day VWAP pretty much very, very close there. A bit of a bounce happening on AMD. Now, the other ticker that I wanted to point out was Robinhood. Robinhood, definitely, we talked about this one right before the open, and I said all's good in the hood, and that bid came in quite strong right off of the open there, doing over an ATR already, and it's only about, where's my tape? It's only 9:52 as of right now, so it hasn't really been that first hour just yet. What's up, Adara?
Keep an eye on Netflix here. This is the same news as before, but I'm seeing it circulated right now on both Benzinga and social media with regards to Netflix saying its ad-supported subscription tier now has reached 70 million monthly active users across the world. So NFLX could get another spike off of recirculation of that previous news. But FOXO, this has been a penny stock, no longer a penny stock, mind you, that's been a watch recently. As of today, we crossed above that $1 level, up about 73%. No news on this. Market cap here of about $16.5 million, float of about 11.5 million shares, both of which are relatively small for a very recent penny stock. So FOXO, once again on watch as it continues in this pretty nice trend to the upside, guys.
Thankfully, thank you, Adara. As there's many different names to look at right here. Come on, let's just keep on cheering on. $4 now. We're going to see if we can get this bid on Tesla. I did put did we get that? Oh no, we did. I should have put one at 340. I thought we had one there. All right, 340.25 or so. Put another bid down there as it's still running like crazy. I mean, I don't I don't think that this is going to be a short. I mean, the market's literally at its highs right now and ripping forward. So watch out now. But we do have we have $3 in the money on Amazon. On Tesla. We have $1 right now on Amazon as that's trying to go higher. So we do have that fill, which is pretty good. All right, here we go. Here comes 345. We did take a little bit of a short here. So let's we did average. Okay. There it is. We take it. All right. Okay. Wow. All right. All right. Okay. How many more times can we say that? Okay. All right. So there it goes. Nice little short there at 343.50. So yeah, man, we just, okay, I'm going to say it again. We just get a nice dip. Wow. Okay. We just shorted that one. That was a good trade, no? Up there at 343. Okay.
Let's go.
What's up with that? This is a $3 winner we just took in 1 minute. Like, all right, nice little push back down in now. Did you just see the top there, Tesla? I hope so. For this trade, we'll now wait. Wow, good trades. Like we hit the key too hard there at the top, but we're making a little bit back here on Amazon.
You top wicked that. That's solid.
Well, it's
solid.
just I was just sitting there.
Yeah. Okay. So it just came, it just grabs you, and it was like, all right.
That's
cool.
it. I mean, I had said we were waiting there at 343.50, nice. So we did take that fill.
Those are the best entries, man. You're just like,
yeah, when they just come in out of nowhere. I had one on Palantir this is before it was ripping. I think it was like 56 or maybe it was 46 or something like that, and it just kept on going. It was like, what? Why did you even dip down there?
Oh boy, the reversion's coming in on Meta. These guys are calling out Meta 600. Look at that prior bar low break right there, 597, 598.
Features too.
And then boom, a bit of a flush right here. Can we get a reversion to VWAP? We're almost pretty much there at that 594. What's up, Adara?
Mullen Automotive on watch here once again. This is a name that runs semi-frequently, up about 17%. Only news I'm seeing is this morning they announced that their Class 1 EV cargo van is now available to be rented on Turo. So MULN with the Turo rental up 17%. Worth noting here as well, we've got a short float of about 20.4%. Float of what I'm seeing here, 386,000 shares. So small float, decent short float, market cap of $11.7 million. And we know MULN can fly, guys.
Yeah, they've just announced those flying vehicles. No, but it can definitely get there to the upside. We just took another fill. We did get that 40 fills down there on Tesla. So that was a good fill coming through again. So what else did we write down there? We talked about Palantir, Tesla. Ooh. Why are we not in Nvidia, man? Why are we not looking at
Nvidia's a lot of these chips are running. Look at Google.
Tell me Google's up, please.
Look, it is up. Like, it is blasting to the
really
the strongest out of the Mag 7 right now.
I might get, wow, 181.
Maybe not, other than Meta. Of course, Meta kind of ripped up there, but yeah. No,
I think it might be time to get out of some Google again today. We always talk about trying to raise a little bit of cash here when names start to go up. It's only at 0.63, but great look there, Obi. It does look like Google is the one here to try to go upside. So yeah, nice little breaker for Google. We did get back into the dollar club right now. Let's put another offer here on Amazon. Might as well do that if we can get it. So we're going to take a shot here with AMZN in and around those levels. So nice little take here on Amazon. Again, up at the 50-period MA. Right there. So good little look there for Amazon. All right, so that's Palantir. We had to look there. Did that break 60 yet? No, what a great move that was. We talked about shorting that. That would have worked out perfectly. We were talking about shorting it right here. It did give you, there it goes. Nice move on Palantir to the downside right now. Not, like I said, not great for the old account, but fine for trading and did give you a wicked awesome opportunity there, I felt like, on Palantir to short that. We should have been in that, but it was Nvidia that I sort of stumbled upon right there and did not look at it. We should have, I mean, this level that we wrote down right here on our sticky note was 146.50. So if we go over here right now and have a quick look, there it is right there, 146.50 on Nvidia. Let's go have a look at what 146.50 even looks like. Well, there it is right there. It's been the bottom all day. So we'll see if we can get that. I do like the 200 period down there at 146. Come on, Tesla. I mean, you're the one for me. You got to break through and get a little bit lower. We've already held it. Well, there it is. We just got again, 340 again, 340.25s. We just got there. Let's break, Tesla. I don't have any more bids, but I think we should put one down here at 338 just in case, 338.50, just in case we get, that move in there again. We just got that 340 kind of out of nowhere, so we'll wait to see if we can get this one back in again. Amazon dip buying at 208 if we can get it. Here we go. Come on, Tesla. Breakthrough 340. This is a $3.50 winner. We just reloaded this, guys, up there at 343. So we like this trade now. We are sort of shamed of ourselves not going long at the spot that we thought. There's another hold at 340. At some point, it's not going to hold. And we should see a downside pressure move. There it is right now. It's $4 in the money right now on Tesla. I can barely hear myself think, but it's all good. 339.12, we apologize. There is some construction, renovation, so on and so forth happening right now in the building. But right now we are renovating our position on Tesla. There it is.
Boom. 339.
$5.
Let's go.
$5 there on Tesla, $1 on Amazon. Pick your poison, ladies and gentlemen.
Great trades there, Sean. Absolutely wild. So yeah, I got a few things on. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So I like that one right there. We were talking about that hood coming in. Let's see if that can potentially come in here. As of right now, let me just get my stop in right here. Yeah. No, we're getting that. We're getting the renovators are in.
I can't even hear you, and I am
getting
beside
a little noisy. Yeah, exactly. I can barely hear you, Sean. But you know what? We can.
We'll try our best.
Try to speak. I will try to speak a little bit louder as per Ramin's instructions.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for their patience. If you are hearing that in the background, there is some annoying drilling and whatnot happening, but we've been well aware of that, and so we want to thank the building for keeping it as quiet as possible. All right. So again, another out there for Tesla. All right. There you go. What do you want to talk about? Robinhood there? Because now it seems like we got a little bit of
I was talking about a hood right there. But at the same time, Shopify is actually winding up to push its day high once again, that 111 coming right back in. Let's see if we can kind of get that distinct push. We talked about that VWAP hold. We did come back into VWAP. Now my wicks are a little obstructive there. In terms of the view, but you can see we did pull back into those 107s right there on a retest of that VWAP. So that VWAP shows up at that 106 double bottom. We pull back into VWAP right here, and that 107 shows up again as a little bit of an area where buyers are stepping up, and we push all the way back to day highs right there. So interesting look there. I don't know if I want to chase it down here, but the thing is, like if buyers are showing that they're, I'm seeing that buyers are showing up at VWAP, why would I buy high a day break? Unless I'm trying to be aggressive and tight with it. I'm going to wait for VWAP to come back in if it can to get involved with that one there. But if it's going to go right away, then maybe we take a quick scalp for the breakout long. That's what I was trying to do initially here. So I kept it pretty tight there on the pullback through that 110. But that 111.30 is coming in as of right now on Shopify. Oh boy, look at this reversion, man, on Meta. Oh my God. Wow. It's already gone past that VWAP. Past that, I guess, prior bar break. Let's take a quick look at the RR on that trade, just to see how nice that was. Right here, we're just risking to the high. Okay, so that to VWAP, that was about a 2-to-1, just roughly a 2-to-1 right there. If you're taking that, again, if you're taking it, if you're expecting like a 50% reversion, I guess the trade becomes a little bit better there. But I don't know if you want to expect more than VWAP on a ticker that's this strong. Pre-market holds 586s. Pushes even higher, rips off of the open, 600 failure to follow through back into VWAP as of right now. So let's see what we got in store for that one. Nice little quick scalp opportunity on Meta there. So we shall see. Shopify continuing to tick up there. So if that's going to go without me, that's perfectly fine. We're watching that hood as well, in a little bit of that hood to see if that can give us a bit of a curl back down. Some of these are pre-market levels. We're already up 1 ATR. The volume is decreasing. So is the relative volume on hood. So let's see what this one will have in store for us. But let's see what's happening now with Adara.
S&P 500 now exactly flat on the day, 0.00% for the SPY. We'll see how long that lasts. Q slightly stronger than the S&P 500 right now. We do have some strength in some of those Meg 7s. Of course, Meta trying to crack that $600 level. There's economic data. It's a bit of a lighter day. We are going to be getting New York Fed inflation expectations at 11. At 10:10, we're going to get the optimism index number, but neither of these are really numbers that are going to see that market moving effect. We do have those CPI tomorrow and then PPI on Thursday, so that could be on watch. Also, some Fed speak throughout the day. We have comments coming through from Fed's Waller right now, who started speaking at 10 a.m., saying that he still does not see the case here for a Fed digital dollar. So some, I guess, crypto and digital dollar related comments coming from Fed's Waller. 10:15 we'll get Fed's Bark, and then in the afternoon we'll get a couple other speakers. In terms of tickers on watch, SHOP, really strong here off of earnings. Currently rejecting that 111 halves area, but up about 23% on a sales beat and apparently strong forecast. We also have MSTR and all these crypto names to watch. MSTR MicroStrategy particularly strong yesterday, reaching a 24-year high and faring better than some of these other crypto-related names today after Bitcoin pulled back from new all-time highs, still trying to break above that 90,000 level. Last but not least, DJT on watch along with TSLA and DXYZ. A lot of those post-election plays getting a bit of a pullback, despite seemingly positive news coming for DJT around 10 a.m., with a New York State judge deciding to pause the proceedings in Trump's hush money trial. Now, we're going to take a moment to thank our sponsors here at Firefly Neuroscience. Firefly Neuroscience has taken a bold step at advancing brain health technology. In collaboration with Bright Minds Biosciences, Firefly's innovative AI-powered platform has successfully analyzed data from a groundbreaking phase 1 clinical trial using advanced EEG technology to track brain activity. This data unlocks new potential in treating neurological and mental disorders, reinforcing Firefly's position at the forefront of brain health innovation. As they prepare for phase 2, this partnership signals exciting developments for the future of neuropsychiatric treatments. Firefly Neuroscience, shaping the future of brain health.
All right, thank you, Firefly. All right, so we are potentially getting a nice little move down in here on the futures. So, yeah, so far so good anyways on this move. Let's see if it can hold it out. Here it comes back in for Tesla. Oh, by the way, again, yeah, that is not the money printer going on in the background right now. It is work being done on the office. So thank you on the.
Oh, I thought there was a money printer, bro.
Yeah, well, it was turned on, but then Amazon went down, and then we, so right there.
Yeah.
We get in and out of Amazon there, breaks through 207, and right now we're still holding on to our Tesla trade. Right now, nicely done in the money now, $5, but we do have a bid at 338.50. Okay.
Yeah.
It's for some reason it's bouncing off there. I'm just going to put a bid now. I'm going to cancel that 338.50. See if we can get a 339. There it is. We get a 339 flat or so right there. 339.11s we just got there a couple times. So taking the profit on the bottom here for Tesla, still trying to hold out for more. So we're not done yet. I think that we can get a little bit more here if we're lucky enough to do that. So right now we'll hold out for more lows there. I did put a bid in. I mean, in this market correction, I guess, I wouldn't mind getting Nvidia. I think one of the strongest names out there. We will try to buy that there. Palantir, great trade, but whoever took it all the way from the top of the day down to the 200 period moving average. This could be another name that you look to dip by as well. I'm going to prefer Nvidia, as we just mentioned, so I'm going to wait for that one to come in. We could check out what's happening on Bitcoin, 87,000. Wow, what a good hold that was, right? I mean, a lot of traders wondering if we were going to get back into that $80,000 mark right there. Mara trying to hold for it as well at 24 and change, near the highs there, right? So Mitch talked about potentially a name. I think that he was talking about was Riot, that he was going to be looking for a short early. I mean, I guess that worked for 40 cents. Good trade there. Bounces within 5 minutes, and right now back up to the highs again to come through. So,
oh boy,
I'm getting a severe headache right now trying to talk too loud. But we do apologize. Thank you everybody for your patience as we work through some of this construction. Here, man, that's annoying.
Market's coming down, and so is the roof. So we'll see. We'll wait.
Yeah,
and
the
see
roof
for
is
that
on
one
fire.
there. Roof is on fire. I think maybe a little bit more than fire there.
Not really.
Oh my God! Look at that aggressive push down on both the futures there. ES and the Nasdaq getting some wipes on the bid right there as the price kind of teleports multiple points to the downside right here. 340 is still consolidating. This consolidation chop on Amazon, on Tesla, has been holding lower highs underneath VWAP now, trading in and around that 340. So we're going to continue keeping an eye on that one there to see what that one may potentially bring us here. Oh boy, Meta, man, this thing is tanking to the downside right here. Aggressive selling right here. I do want to quickly check what is the. Yeah, I'm like, okay, what is a missed reversion on my part oh boy, is it Meta. The ATR on this one is 13.89. We've done, or I guess we did pretty much one ATR right off of the open right there, and we've retraced almost 100% back down. Well, a few more points to take it to 100%, but definitely over 50% with that aggressive selling coming in. Look at the market as well. Both the ES and the Nasdaq is pulling back more than 50% of the leg that we've had since about 5:30 a.m. right here. We had that strong quadunk in the pre-market, slow grind all the way back up, and then reversal right here coming into that initial hour of the day. It's 10:08 right now, man. It's absolutely crazy. We're bringing you all the greatest movers on the day today, but if we're missing out on any, let us know. Oh boy, there goes Shopify as well. Shopify finally breaking out 112.5. So
112.
anchored VWAP was the place to be on the day today for Shopify if you were looking for the bid, because that bid shows up not only off of the open. I want to reiterate this, not only off of the open, double bottom 106s, bit of a confluence, comes back in at 107 halves, right on top of the anchored, holds the bid once again for a pushback through that high a day. Oh boy, is that one really giving us that opportunity, and that discount was at that anchored VWAP. So if you went shopping there, you're sitting pretty on that one on Shopify. Earnings day one, once again, we talk about a lot of these tickers giving us some decent opportunities on these earnings day one trades. So something I did notice, Sean, was we have just under 1,000 likes, and you know there's over 9,000 people watching right now. Oh, it's over 9,000? It's over 9,000.
Over 9,000. So what's going on?
You gotta pump those numbers up, guys. Come on.
What's going on?
You gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. So hit that like button. We're giving you. I mean, we're not. There's some movers. There's some trades, right, Sean?
Yeah.
I feel like. Sean, you look a little discombobulated by the noise right there. You're just like,
no, but it's pretty impossible to trade.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's pretty distracting.
But at the end of the day, we'll just continue to put the show on for you. I don't know if I'm going to enter any more trades like for right now, but we'll just continue to look at opportunities. All right. So yeah, I look nervous. I am not nervous. I am annoyed by this, but this is what you have to deal with when you're working here. All right. So there it is, Tesla. We do have numbers right now. What's up, Adara?
We're waiting here for this RCM TIPP Economic Optimism Index print. Not seeing this come through here for the month of November yet, but we're going to wait and see if we get this number. Previous year, 46.9, consensus of 47.3, and forecast of 47. So it looks like we're expecting a slightly higher print here. I'm not seeing this number come through. It's worth noting here, we still have Feds Waller speaking in about 5 minutes. We'll have Feds Barkin take the mic. If I see this number, I will throw it to you guys, but unfortunately, it has not yet populated.
Okay, so let's go. All right, so there's the bounce back in the futures, right? So we do get that hold of Amazon. Maybe that was near the bottom. I'm going to try again now on Amazon, see if we can get a little bit of a bid here going on. We'll buy that dip on this name. We did like that 207 area. So obviously if it comes through, it's probably a decent spot there. So now let's wait to see. We did hold, so now it's just a matter of waiting to see if it does retest those bottoms. Again, nice hold on the NASDAQ. We had sort of mentioned here today that we weren't super convinced about which way this market was going to go. It looks like it's trying to get a little bit higher now. Let me take out just a piece at 18s. There it is. We'll take out some there at 18s for Amazon as we're buying the dip. So we're long at 08s. We always take out a little bit there for 10 cents as we're sitting here on the prop floor, scalping in and out as best as we can on some of these plays, and then trying to hold out for the bigger moves as well. So we did get rinsed early on Tesla on that move down. Now we're fighting it again right now. It looks like Palantir is bouncing so nicely off that 200 period moving average. That's, sorry, it didn't hold. There must have been something else I was looking at, the 200, maybe it was Nvidia. But there it is right there, holding 59. So that was a good little hold there for Palantir coming back up into the 50 period MA. Could be a decent short. I still like the short up there at 60. We should have had it the first place. All right, Amazon now breaking lower. So here we go. Now Amazon coming back in through that 207. So it's a good thing we took something out. We're still not worried about this. I would like to see a VWAP to almost get out of all of it. If we can get back up to 207.50, that would be great because right now we're holding it against this bottom of 206.70. So in an attempt to not overtrade this name, that's going to be our stop. So we do have a nice sort of plan of action right now on what we want to do with Amazon. Let's put some orders, again, up near that 50 marker. We will get something out again if it comes back up, into the 20s or so. We'll get something out. But right now it's Tesla short, Amazon long. It's kind of been what we've been in all day. So we'll just hold on to those ones. I want to check out DraftKings, another name that I think can fall on market weakness. But oh, wow. Those of you that saw Adara and myself, not Obi, on the recap show, we had DraftKings. It went down to $31 there on their last report. And I was like, what? The report didn't seem that bad. And now a huge move up for DraftKings. Didn't even notice that over the last couple of days, bouncing off that 43 there. So nice retracement play here for DraftKings. Market looks like it wants to go lower. Here comes Amazon back in again. Was that a call for Adara? All right, what's up?
Apologies for the lateness there. We did get that economic optimism index number finally populating for the month of November, and it's quite a bit higher here than we expected. 53.2 versus consensus of 47.3, forecast of 47, and the previous print of 46.9. Market's still kind of chopping and turning here. SPY trying to go positive. Q's just kind of waffling here between that positive level. That's also interesting that you mentioned Adobe because ADBE is actually up here about 3.1%. I couldn't find anything on this. There's not really a ton of volume here. Under 600,000 shares traded on the day, but worth noting, increasing volume here to the upside for ADBE. These are all 15-minute candles, guys.
To somebody in the chat, I literally pulled up that ticker before Sean even said that, and somebody in the chat was like, "Yeah, 15-minute candle back to back right there." So I was like, "Oh boy, is this a setup for me?" Definitely. So I'm kind of going to continue watching this one. The bid is quite strong, but we're getting expanding volume here on Adobe. So I gotta keep an eye on that one there. We keep kind of breaking there on that one. The spread not too bad, 30 to 50 pennies at a time, give or take 20, 30 more. So let's see if that one will potentially come in. 520s. 520 halves is the high of day as of right now, and I'm kind of just going to continue watching this one to see if that bid dissipates at all for a bit of a reversion there. But something to note, which is distinct, is that expanding volume. I'm going to wait for that to kind of fall off as well. If I see that volume coming in or leaving, then might be a little bit better there for the bid or watching that bid to kind of walk away on Adobe there. So we're trading back below that 340, but Sean, there's a lot of chop in and around this 340 here on Tesla. So we got to keep an eye on this one there. If that continues a little bit lower, that 336 is as well within range right here. Here it comes in, 338's breaking down 337s.
Yep.
So okay, so let's see if we can even get to that 36s as of right now, and maybe we're poised for a bit of a decision in and around that 336s if it can give that to us once again. Now you got to remember that today's opening range low is at 335.30, so we did kind of break through that, and we're trading about 2 points above that, 2.5 points roughly above that mark right there. Let's see if we make a higher low here on Tesla, back to VWAP, or does this consolidation, tight consolidation with lower highs at VWAP, failure to follow through at 45s, with a pre-market failure to follow through at 350s, gives us that continuation to the downside past that 335. I have no idea though. I'm going to be patiently waiting and watching to see if that comes into fruition here. But right now, I'm watching this Adobe to see if it has anything for me in terms of the reversion. But no sign of a reversion just yet. Market pulled back aggressively, but Adobe still to the upside on that one there.
I like it. All right, so we were able to get out of a lot of Amazon there as it ripped right back up into 207. We did average into that price. Obviously, we weren't going to interrupt you there as you're talking about that, but we did get some more out and right there. So there's the bid, there's the out. We averaged it in, it came up, it broke out through 207. I'm going to take more out because the market here it doesn't seem like anything, to be honest with you, but Amazon's at zeros is the same as the market. I almost might as well just trade the market and not worry about single stock risk because we still are short Tesla. And as you were just talking about it there, I did make that move. I mean, we did take a bunch of outs right there on Tesla. So we take a 337 and we also take a 338.50 there. So we did get that low marker on Tesla. We did just get a nice little move back up there. I'm honestly not in love with this market, so I'm going to take some more out on Amazon. I am waiting at 207 going flat, and then we'll leave the rest and see if we can get higher. But we're getting stopped out if it breaks this bottom anyways. So another piece out right there on Amazon. Now $6 in the money on Tesla as that's coming back in now. So we'll lose early on it. We talked about that. We'll make back some late, and now wait to see what happens there. Tesla making the move down, and then we'll flush it. I was going to hit the hot dog cannon because it was okay, but at the end of the day, it didn't rip up. Like we had thought Amazon did have a chance to go there, so we were able to cash out of the majority of it. Like look at all these outs right here as we came right back into these levels. These are 207.08s, 207.05, so on and so forth. So there's the dip buy opportunity right into the low of the day. Get it out back at past resistance, then right back into 206, 207 right now. You want me to do this? Okay, let's go. We want to thank Mitch for coming through because Trade the Pool, again, is sponsor for us on the show. We want to thank them a lot. We get a lot of questions lately about how the Trade the Pool works. First of all, many people ask about the valuation, what's involved. You choose the evaluation according to the account size that you're looking to manage, from 20,000 to 260,000 in buying power. Once you met your profit targets, you become funded and start trading with the Trade the Pool's capital. It's that simple. Can you short penny stocks? Yes, you can. You can trade any of the 12,000 symbols with no hard to borrow fees. So that's important. We talk about that all the time here. You're trading real shares, not CFDs. It's global. We're welcoming traders from all over the world to be part of this revolution. Join Trade the Pool right now by scanning that QR code below. We want to thank Trade the Pool and Mitch for coming on earlier today. Okay, market still making that move downside right now, and Tesla is joining the party right now. Nice move down in now $7 and lower. Tesla trying to get back into this area. Yeah, I don't have any bids here, man, but this is that level of 336 that did not hold before. It broke, went back in. We got 335.50s. That's the low of the day. Surprised we're back here right now, considering what this market's doing. But for now, I like the trade short. Let's hold on to it. We want to try to have a bigger position now. We only have about 5%, about 10% left, actually, 10% left, sorry, of what we had up there. So we'll wait to see where it goes. Nice little fade in there. Right back to 336 again, Obi. Are you looking long down here at all? Because that's probably not a horrible spot.
Yeah, no, I think that trade, again, I want it to be on 336s and take a look at that. It bounces exactly off 336s as of right now, but I want to be a little bit more patient for that one to come in. I'm staring down the tape on Adobe right now. That's what I'm doing as it continues to print back-to-back highs right here, fresh highs there at 521 as of right now. The spread is not that bad, anywhere between 15 to 50 pennies at a time. And that ask is definitely kind of creeping up a little bit there, and so is the bid. 520 halves sitting right now. Oh boy! All right. So now the spread is almost close to a point there on Adobe. So let's see if there's any sort of distinct difference here on the tape on Adobe. But oh boy, look at that 336, man. It gave you 2 points off of that quick bounce right there off of on Tesla there. So yeah, it continues to stay a little bit of an interesting price, and it gave you that chance to get back in for a potential long there on the 336s, pushing right back up into 339s as of right now on Tesla. So apparently that's where the bid is sitting at as of right now, and unless and until it can show us otherwise, I feel like we gotta kind of respect that for now. But the interesting thing is every time it's bounced off of that level, we've made lower highs. So I think that's also something that we need to keep in mind going forward here on Tesla. What else do I have on watch? I got, again, Shopify. Oh boy, man, that thing is continuing to go. So it only gave you 2 tests of that anchored, and that's it right there. If you want to chase, you can chase. What's going on with small caps, Darren?
We have quite a few small cap runners. As I mentioned this morning, there are a lot of small cap earnings plays, but some of that movement has dissipated. But you know what else is dissipated? The move up in IWM that we saw yesterday. Right now, we're down about 0.5%. Had this wick up here in that 15-minute candle, bit of a topping tail candle, trying to get to that 242, which is a bit of a resistance level yesterday, then pushing back below. As of right now, we're holding on pretty nicely at 240s, but we'll see if that lasts. Now we have this BTCT. This is BTC Digital. That's the name of the company. It's a software company. We're already halted. Looks like we're halting again right after opening up here. They have a float of about 2.5 million shares. I'm not seeing any news, though, on BTCT. We do have a bit of a catalyst here in MULN. Mullen here with about a $12 million market cap and a 20.4% short float, announcing this morning that one of their EVs is now available to be rented on Turo. MULN making new days highs as we speak. We know this one gets a lot of retail attention as well. Last but not least, WKHS. This is Workhorse, also in that kind of EV vehicle-related space here. This is another one I'm not seeing a catalyst on, but Workhorse is another one that does get some attention in the retail world. And we do have a short float of about 24% for WKHS. Lots of shorted names running today, guys.
Oh man, yeah, we talked about some of those wild plays there. The Shopify was a great one, and Obi was just talking to me about that again right now, about how well that worked out off of some of those anchors. So that continues to work. So there's construction happening, and we apologize for those noises. What noises? Oh, okay. All right, so I just want to go, this is going to be very nerve-wracking bit, but 49.25, good bottom there. I think it might be time, like if we can get those levels, that's probably a great one there for IBIT. So why not, right? Like right into there, 49.25 and change. Fade back into VWAP. I mean, it looks like Bitcoin wants to hold. Let's have a quick look at some of the cryptos out there, just in case you guys are looking at any altcoins. Let's make sure we refresh this. We don't want to give a bad quote. Again, on this. All right, there's Bitcoin up right now over 24 hours, 3.7%. Ethereum, 32 right now. Solana down, but nicely up. BNB, Dogecoin up 23%. Dogecoin is really going right now, man. Wow. Cardano, 57 cents, up 71%. Shiba Inu going. Lots of action right now in the cryptoverse. Oh, did we get over 3 trillion? Yes, we did. 3 trillion 41s right now in Bitcoin land. I might as well call it that. Bitcoin continues to lead the way over there. Stocks like Mara, stocks like IBIT, all these names need to be looked at, right? Mara coming back in, that BITX was another play, the 2 times Bitcoin ETF. Oh, MSTR, let's have a quick look. There's no better proxy to Bitcoin than MSTR. MSTR is a great opportunity to trade Bitcoin. The reason why is you have options, so it's very, very leveraged trade there for MSTR. They hold over 280,000 Bitcoins at an average price of 42,000 there. MicroStrategy and Mr. Saylor, 280,000 Bitcoins at $42,000 price tag. So MSTR up another 2 and a bit today. Wow, gapped up about $100 there yesterday on that huge move in the underlying there. So Bitcoin right now really starting to make moves, obviously, as we continue to watch it down here, 86 change. So for me, IBIT is a buy if we do get a move back into VWAP, which could happen, 49.30. Let's put a bid there and see if we can catch that on him fade back in for BTC, guys.
Again, watching some of these tickers here. The reversion on Hood is starting to work out a little bit there. Reversion on Hood is starting to work out a little bit there, so gonna pack my patience for that one. 32.87 is the VWAP that I have on watch there. What are some of the tickers you guys are watching? Nvidia pushed through 149. Says ACK. So yeah, let's see. That 150 is that high as of right now. 149.95. Let's see if we can get there on. No, it's prior highs.
Prior highs. Okay, I was gonna say I was looking.
Yeah, no, it's not there just yet, but prior highs right there. 149.95 on Nvidia. That thing is poised to go a little bit higher. Pre-market trend is holding up. The dips did not dip that much on that chip right there as it picks right back up. 149's coming in right there on Nvidia. Amazon continuing to the downside. Oh boy, we were talking about that Google. Google was hella strong right off of the open. Take a look at this reversion, man. Oh boy. Almost a full-on reversion on this one as well. So aggressive strength, 179.38 lows, 181.85 highs, trading at 179.97 as of right now. Look at that trend break. And not only what is VWAP? VWAP is resistance now as it wicks VWAP at 181s and then plunges even lower there as the market just steadily grinds a little bit higher and higher since this 5:30 a.m. low on both the Nasdaq and the so interesting stuff nonetheless. I'm going to be continuing to watch some of these names for potential opportunities. That 336, man, on Tesla. It seems like that's the place to be as bidders kind of continue to step up onto that level, in and around that level, over and over again for the past, I guess, yesterday and today. We saw some of that action happening in the pre-market as well. So one to watch out for on Tesla with that piece there. So and continuing to watch Adobe. Nothing else really on watch. It definitely missed out on a few beautiful reversions right there. Talking about Google and Meta. And I guess we're in a bit of a hood reversion as of right now, but it's kind of slow. It's much slower than the rest of these names, not as volatile as some of these large caps. So I got to pack my patience for that one. Shout out to Sharif. What do you got going on?
Yeah.
We're going to take that through 150, eh?
I'm just like, we had written down Nvidia, and the reason why we had it as a bid the last couple of days is we got some price target upgrades. And then running into earnings on November 20th. So we have earnings next week, and Nvidia's up another 3%. We put a video out a couple weeks ago. Check out our Instagram at tradertv.live. TraderTV.live. Anyways, follow at TraderTV Sean. That'll link you right over to it anyways. But at the end of the day, we talked about just buying the best names and continuously doing that. Well, Nvidia is one of those names. And there it goes, now breaking higher. That level of 150 definitely coming in. I would really like the 50-period moving average, but what you like, you don't always get. And I don't know if we're getting back into 148 right now. So that name seems to be off on the races there again. So nice move up. I'm glad that we only told you that we had 10% left of this trade. Because, A, it's true, and B, I'm glad that we don't have more of that. Like, we got out a lot of this down here at 338. Like, we just thought that, hey, we're lucky enough to sort of get these trades off here on Tesla to be able to get that short twice up here at 344 and then bring this back down both times. We got hit there for sure, but brought it back to the downside. Now, I'm going to use, like, this is 342. That's the 200-period moving average. So that's actually at 342.50. So I'm going to punch out if we break through, like, basically where we're long. We're short, sorry. 343.50. So I'm going to change my stop. So my stop right now on this trade is 344. So this was 50 cents of a stop. And we took $6, but we still have 10% left. So let's go 343.50 as our last and final stopping area. There we'll take, Ms. Sataya calls it her bus stop level. So right now we will not pay our TTC fare. We'll just sort of go for free right now and hop on there and try to chase away from those fare inspectors right now and go to the downside. So, all right, let's go over to Adara and see what happens with Tesla and put that stop in at 343.50. No more reloads for this guy. What's up, A?
You know what's up, interestingly enough, when we don't have much strength in Bitcoin, which we'll talk about in a minute, is MSTR up about 2%. This is basically our chart since that split in early August. To be clear, we split here around 130. So that was that 1 for 10 split that was announced in one of the recent earnings reports. Since then, we are up pretty significantly, currently around 346. And the reason I wanted to pull up this chart is because we're trading at 24-year highs, of course, on a split-adjusted basis for MicroStrategy. So great look for Michael Saylor and co. Of course, getting that nice pop, especially since the election. Now, speaking of the election, Bitcoin finally looks like it's poised to close red after lots of strength after the election. We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days, capped here by a notable push into that 89,000 level as of yesterday. So right now we're trying to hold on to get back to that 87 level. At our lows, we bounced off right at 85. So here's BTC. Like I said, trying to hang on right now to 86.5, just below that 87,000 level. Ethereum continuing on its trek to the upside, but a little bit less volatile than Bitcoin. Yesterday, we were around 3,200. Today, we are still around 3,200. Solana taking a bit of a hit here, down about 4%, but Doge and XRP both up significantly double digits. Tron up here 7%. There's some other weakness, though, not just Solana. Cardano and Shiba Inu both down on the day. So mixed performance, but let's see if BTC is able to continue to make that climb and maybe break 90,000 for the first time ever.
Yeah, I mean, this we were just talking about MicroStrategy. I'm glad we sort of went over the crypto spot there, but this is what it looks like on the daily. I mean, I know Adara just mentioned it. Look at, I mean, huge move up.
Look at Tesla's ripping to the upside.
Yeah, no, I'm watching that one. We already have our stop in there. I don't know what's going on with Tesla, but it is making that move up right there, up to 3. Are you long again? No, okay.
It's definitely taking out
all right, so
some stops.
342 and change. We're getting out at 343.50. Let's just try again. We'll put on another just small amounts here because this rip out of nowhere. Let's see if it has legs. We just put on another little offer right there. We'll take out something down here. Why not? Hey, look. I mean, unbelievable. Dude, we just shorted right there. We just shorted 50s. We just got 60s out 80s right there. 80 cents in a second without even blinking there on Tesla. Makes me pretty nervous that this is probably heading to the upside on tons of volatility right now. Let's put something down there at 341.50. Maybe we do get a little bit of a drop down. There's a dollar club for you right there on the reload. So Tesla continuously working to the downside. What's up, Joe? How are you doing today? All right. Yeah. We're taking some more outs there on the bid. We're $1 in the money on Tesla, but I need to spend all of this money on Advil. So as soon as we're done, oh, actually, I have some Advil right here. I might take, actually, it's not Advil. It is, it is
Advil, yeah.
Sometimes I have the no-name Costco brand.
Yeah.
We've got, no, I'm just joking. I don't have that bad of a headache right now. But it's never a headache when you're trading. What the, oh no, Tesla, we just got long somehow, so I got to readjust this. Right, we're out. We did not mean to just stop out there on Tesla. Obviously, I just said I'm not thinking properly there. We just got out of that Tesla trade. We made a keystroke error, that's fine. But we got out of that Tesla trade. I guess we went short instead of long there. I don't know what wound up happening. We are now out of Tesla. Let's regroup. I'm going to cancel my stop order. Sorry about that, guys. We got out of that Tesla. We don't necessarily mean to do that. If it does come back up here, we'll probably try the short one more time. We meant to have that short still. All right, maybe we'll just put it back on. But anyways, right now, Tesla, out of that last trade. I'll put on something here, but we do want a little bit higher for this trade.
Yeah, I think, that's a good point there, Sean, because we pretty much pay near nothing to get in and out. So we can just always get right back in, right? That's part of, that's definitely part of the edge that we have that, again, sometimes I forget, but, you know, it's again a work in progress. Sometimes I'm just like so anchored to the position where like, oh, it's got to work. No, you can just get out and get back in, maybe potentially at even better prices or even better EV. Right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a better price. But wow, this thing is crazy, man. Adobe, I tried a bit of a short on a 3-minute bar break, and that did not hold at all, and it continues to the upside here. Now it's not I guess we did break 3-minute bars a couple of times on the way up. Maybe once before this one, but it's still continuing to push higher. 525s coming in. So this is a 25-point run here on Adobe. So let me quickly check or recheck this ATR on this one. I think it was like 13, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So okay. So 1158 is the ATR here on Adobe right there. So we have definitely done over 2 times the ATR there on Adobe, so I do have to keep that in mind here, and maybe piecing off a little bit of this Robinhood as well as, again, couldn't quite get to VWAP. It holds 33s, VWAP at 32.89, so it's pretty much close enough for me. If it's going to hover 10 pennies above that VWAP, I'm going to start piecing off of the position a little bit there as it starts to slow down. Still keeping a little bit to hold, as that downtrend still hasn't necessarily broken on the slowdown on top of VWAP. So we're getting a bit of acceleration here on Adobe. Let's see if we can get that nice little puke. Wow, look at this! Look at this expanding volume. I thought the volume was dwindling, but this bar coming in as the highest volume bar on the day, even higher than the opening print. There is definitely a buyer on this name. Sean, absolutely crazy. There's no buyer on this name? No. Okay, well,
on that one,
it's just shorts getting squeezed, right?
Yeah, no, right.
I don't know. So they're all buyers to me.
Definitely no one hitting the buy key over there.
Let's see what this one has in store. But I'll be patiently waiting because, oh boy, if and when that bid falls off, I definitely want to be involved with that name. 342's now trading on this Tesla. Let's see if we can get back up to that 335, man. What's up, Adara?
This part of the show is brought to you by eSignal, which can help you trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to an elite trading experience. Analyze, strategize, and capitalize. Foresee profitable opportunities with the platform that you need. It also provides infinite data and instant trading to help you know where the market's moving before others, because you'll have access to lightning fast data and charts that change the game. You can customize and analyze the markets faster in your own way. They also have better backtesting and scanning, which will help you predict the future by understanding the past. Reliable real-time data can give you up-to-the-second market info from hundreds of global markets. Everything you need, all in one place. Don't miss a beat. Execute your best trades now. Are you ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description.
Link out. All right, we'll just face slap a little bit more here. We just shorted and got out okay. Well, now we might get face slapped right here. All right, put out some more bids. All right, we do have some shares now. We just got that sort of liquidity grab to the upside right there on Tesla. We're watching out for, so we just got out more. Like this is flashing like 40, 50 cents. Basically every print, so you got to be very, very careful. Our stop is already out there to get stopped out. We just got some more out on the bottom there after this reload. So we're short right now at 342.78. Looks like it wants to go through this 343.50. Nice rebound there for Tesla. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. There it is. So we are completely fine with that. Not even a bad fill there at all on that stop out. 343.55. So we'll take that as look what happens right there off of that level. So again, just quickly in and out there. We will wind up making money on the short there. The long would have been better, but there it goes straight up to the upside. Tesla looks like it wants to break higher there. You're still short hood. I got to find something else as it looks like maybe that noise is maybe stopped for a couple minutes there. Nice move back up there for Tesla up to 345. That was great down there at 336. That's twice. We had written down that 336 level and didn't do anything about it. That last time we probably should have covered and then maybe got out. Covered and then got long. So that would have been a good play there. You know what could be sort of a secondary play? We talked about this yesterday when we were looking at PayPal. In Shopify, someone asked me about 350 or so near the end of the day about Shopify. And I said, well, let's look at what PayPal's been doing lately. And that was straight upside. So the Shopify beat there. We had a little bit of a look at e-commerce plays with PayPal and Square, and they both had really nice moves upside. So for me, that Shopify play today, congratulations. And also, not only that, it was up 20% when we started the day right there off open. And whenever you get it, I said play back into VWAP and take the long on those kind of gaps. But there it goes again. Nicely done there. Nicely done there again. VWAP would have given you a nice little winner coming through. So far, so good now if you're long on Shopify, as I know Obi's been talking about that for a few minutes. All right, Uber. We last bought some of this at 72. It did go up into 76-ish, didn't it, recently? Yeah, up there to 76. Now, 3 straight down days for Uber. So, again, I could see this sort of being one of those Trump trades, sort of the other way around here as we get really excited about, maybe more regulations or less regulations coming in on Tesla's side of things, pushing forward the Uber, pushing forward the taxi, the robo-taxis, which, of course, could have downside push to Uber. I mean, that's always a possibility there if you're trying to think about like secondary plays or, but again, nice move to the upside now for Uber. Still underneath. The market's still pretty flat here, Obi, so I'm not really sure what exactly we want to be looking for now as far as a market play other than names that are moving. So we had Palantir. We'll be up on Amazon. We'll be down on Tesla. We talked about that. And we do have Palantir try to make another move back to 60. This could be a decent short playing off of that 60 level. I'd rather be short up there, though, than down here. A couple missed opportunities there on Palantir. All right, IBIT trying to hold as well, 86.6. All right, Adara is over at the green screen.
Some bright spots here, but we did see some flat trading basically right now for a lot of these indices, both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, more or less reflected here. Some sectors are pretty flat. Retail trade has some bright spots, but pretty gray. Finance, pretty flat. There is some flat trading here in commercial services, transportation, process industries, energy, minerals, and consumer non-durables. Now, there's also some weak sectors here. TSLA leading the consumer durable sector to the downside. Health technology down as well for the most part. And then, of course, we have to talk here about some of these technology sectors. There's some really mixed performance. The laggards in electronic technology, namely MU and INTC, so Intel and Micron, still really weak here. AVGO and AMD have also been pretty weak as of late, though Nvidia is trying to keep the sector afloat. Honeywell here also looking pretty good. Elliott announcing they've basically invested a stake here, so HON to the upside. Now on the technology services side, we have META, NFLX and CRM, all pretty large constituents holding down the fort. ADBE, of course, we talked about Adobe today. No catalyst on this, but still making new highs, up about 5% on the day. The Mag 7s, though, in the tech sectors, with the exception of Nvidia and Meta, both a bit weaker here, guys.
Great, thank you, Adara. Yeah, no, that aggressive bid. I mean, I was talking to Wayne about this just now. I'm like, 336s. That was the place to be. And I was talking to him last night as well. I was like, there's so many like harder trades that we're spending so much mental and risk on. Maybe it's better just to be patient to miss those hard trades and just wait for the easy money setups right there. And that 336 had it off the open, comes right back into that same level. And guess where the buyers are once again? They've shown you where they were yesterday. They're showing you once again today. And that 336 holds for a push all the way back up through higher day, 345s coming in with some fresh higher days right there. Now, not including pre-market action, of course. We're still making lower highs relative to some of those consolidations that we made underneath 350 in the pre-market session. So interesting stuff nonetheless right here. Oh boy, there's the trade done on Hood. So, okay, so I guess I covered a little too much inside this consolidation right on top of 33s. But you know what? I'll pull up my chart here so we can speak on this one here. Tesla. I'll get back to you a little bit later. So let me pull up Hood on this chart so we can take a quick look at this move right here. So yeah, a bit of a, again, watched this earlier. I was like, okay, well, this one is a little extended to the upside, and just watching the tape for that bid to dissipate. And when it does, it comes back in with a lower high. Didn't really have entries here. I got to be more precise with that. And then covering everything into VWAP. Quick little scalp right there. Now, can it go past VWAP? Yeah, sure. It's doing that right now. But the target is VWAP, and I'm taking most of it off, or I took everything off there. I didn't intend to take all of it off, but when it started to slow down on top of VWAP, I took some more executions than initially intended on that bit of a slowdown. But you know what? It comes right back in, and that's that trade. Where is the next trade? That's what I'm asking. Is it on Hood? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but that one's done. Is it on Tesla? Perhaps. But you guys let me know if you guys see any tickers that may be of interest as of right now. Now, Shopify was number one idea. Again, I don't really have a sticky note. I have more of a piece of paper. But Shopify was the top idea. LYV was the second top, and then Tesla was the third top idea on the day. And Shopify, absolutely, again, beautiful. It worked out quite well. 114.5 is the high right now. But again, it only gave you about 2 points, in my opinion, to really kind of make some good decisions right there. And again, I want to reiterate that anchored VWAP. Shout out to Brian Shannon for that one. Anchored off of the earnings reaction, right? So heavy volume coming in. We want to see where that heavy volume is situated in the pre-market and coming off of the open as well. So interesting stuff nonetheless there. But maybe if Shopify can get back to its anchored, maybe later on in the day, I'll look at it to see if the bid may be still there. But I think off of the opening session, probably the best opportunities there when things are holding that anchored VWAP. So going to continue watching that one there. Adobe starting to work a little bit now as that trend has broken. And pretty much very, very extended, right? Very extended on this name here. From the low to the high, we did about 24 points. Now, you got to remember, this thing does have a catalyst here. I think a couple hours ago, they were just like, okay, AI adds AI tools to its stock photography business. So we know that, again, Adobe's used all across the world for all sorts of media and content creation there as well. And yeah, no, definitely, if they're adding more AI tools, it's going to be easier for the consumer, for the user to kind of interact with their software. So yeah, no, I know my sister definitely uses a lot of Adobe programs. She's a professional wedding photographer, and she's got the whole suite. She's got the Adobe suite there. And I know she's definitely going to be excited to check out some more new AI tools on their software there. So 2 NY cents saying Obi Upstart might be looking to close the gap down. Let's take a quick look at UPST here to see what that's doing. Oh boy, all right, so a little bit of a pullback right there. continuation of that sell-off we had yesterday with a high of 86s and then flushes all day long, closing near a low a day at 77s. Bit of a continuation to the downside right here. A gap down below yesterday's range. Gap down. Yes, it's filling the gap. It seems like you're right. And that gap coming in, where is that? I guess the opening price from yesterday is at 64, 65s. We're trading at 67s as of right now. But again, it seems like VWAP was the place to be involved on this name right off of the opening session there. So we are coming in to about 11 o'clock, and that opening session is coming to a close. A lot of this volume is starting to dissipate as well. So you can see that volume, that steady decline in volume right there. So let's see what Upstart will have going forward on the day today. But definitely not an upstart, more of a downstart here on the day off of VWAP. It would seem printing fresh lows as of right now. Let's see if we can get that. Let's see if we can get that Adobe coming in to that VWAP. VWAP sitting all the way at 519s. Oh boy, can I find a place to get some more on this ticker right here? But look at that beautiful buying, back-to-back buying, and the bidder finally kind of steps off right there. I was a little bit too early getting involved at the 522s right there. But again, get right back in when it shows me that, okay, maybe now's the time at 526s. You got to risk to the high there, or you got to give it a wide stop. Again, this thing has a spread. Again, we talked about sometimes it's 15 pennies, sometimes it's a whole point. So depending on what that spread is doing, I do like that. I do like that, I guess, the move. But let's see if some of these levels hold. Prior levels, you know what? I'm going to do some quick, I should have done this before getting into the trade, but you know what? We take it step by step. So let's quickly go to the 3 hours, see if there's anything in and around here. All right, prior highs right there at 519s. So maybe we'd look for a little bit of a slowdown on that 520 for a bit of a bounce, but let's see if we continue to make lower highs on the day here on Adobe to see if that one will work out. VWAP retracement is what I'm looking for on this one. Will it give it to me? I have no idea, but the sweet is it's looking pretty sweet. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, BTCT halted and flying right now. BTCT here, Bit Digital just halting, ripping, ripping, right? Nice. Very good, guys. But there it goes, man. And we opened the day at $4, or we actually opened the day back into here right now, $4 or $5. Now you're up to $12. Starting to get excited right now about this name. We are long IBIT down here at 49 and change. We did take some out when it broke through this VWAP, but we're still in this name IBIT trying to go back up to the upside. I did not want to let my guy go here because he was on fire. But we'll go props up. We did take $1.50 on Tesla. Tesla did come back in again. We wanted to buy that back into the 200 period. So we'll hold the small piece now and see if it wants to get back up there. I want to hold this name until we break 46s now. So I just want to see about that break right there. We'll average in a little bit more. If the market wants to fade down today, then this name will come back into this 338 area. So I want to have something on. I mean, I know I'm speaking confidently like it will do that. I don't know if it's actually going to do that, but I like the chances here on a red stock. And we already wrote that down. I mean, I don't even think it's rocket science. We wrote down that 236 to 238 area. Why we're not long down here, I'll never know. But we changed our mind because we saw a pretty flat day in the market, obviously. The futures haven't moved. The futures are right where they opened right now. This is where we opened. This is the open. This is where we are. Maybe we're up about 20 handles. But at the end of the day, I think Tesla can and will potentially fade the rest of the day. We just got to get a little more shares up here first so that the risk to reward would make sense. We're already out of about half of this trade for that. We got out at 42.38, so that was short there, about $1.40 or so was our best out. So hopefully we can come back in just a little bit more. 341 there where VWAP is. We're sitting there, 341.60 to get a little bit more. Plus we'll take some upside trades as well if it comes in. All right, with 10 minutes left.
Yes, sir.
That US dollar is like screaming. It seems like every day to highs. Let's go find out today what's going on with Money Talks.
Not only is the US dollar, as Sean says, screaming there, but it's also coming into that previous area of resistance I mentioned yesterday, just above that 106 area. We're currently trading right at that level. So nice third straight day of positivity for that DXY, which much like Bitcoin has been pretty strong since the election, though it did get a pretty harsh pullback on Thursday that it's completely more than recovered from. Since we got past that 106 area of resistance, the next level could be this potential double top here around 106.30. That was back in April and May of 2024. So earlier this year, economic data pretty light for today, but tomorrow we're going to be getting CPI, and then Thursday we're going to get PPI. It's worth noting here we're expecting a slight increase year over year for CPI. Expectation here of 2.6% versus 2.4% previous, but the core year over year and month over month number, as well as the month over month number, we're seeing basically flat here on a month over month basis. So worth noting. We also got comments here from Feds, Barkin, and Waller this morning. Waller didn't really speak on economic policy, but Barkin actually said something pretty interesting here. Generally kind of waffling, saying that inflation might or might not be coming under control, labor market might or may not be fine, but saying that regardless of what happens, the Fed is, quote, in position to respond appropriately with regards to the economic policy, and says that the Fed has started recalibrating the process of lowering these interest rates. So nothing we didn't know, but it's worth noting, apparently, Fed Barkin believes the Fed can respond appropriately regardless of what might or might not happen. We do have Fed's Kashkari as well coming at 2 p.m. and some other Fed speakers after the bell. Now, I wanted to pull up this CNY USD chart. This is the yuan, Chinese yuan, against the US dollar here on the weekly chart. We're near week lows. We're actually at a 3-month low here, or we're trading at that level as of China session. Lots of weakness in China. Hang Seng at a 1-month low. We had some weakness in the CSI as well. And that just has to do, as we mentioned earlier, with ongoing worries about how the Trump presidency could impact China, especially with Trump apparently reportedly looking at some people for his administration who have been vocally critical of China in the past. So keep an eye on that CNY, guys. And then we'll go back to Don and Obi before the midday.
All right, thank you.
Great.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Adara. All right, so we are starting to run a little bit here. I mean, Bitcoin, BCTS, I just get the right, BTCS? There's so many. Is this another one? Yeah, starting to go right now. Like a lot of these like lower float Bitcoin names, I feel like you got to get into these. There goes BTCS. Like if you're not into them, fine, but maybe look at them. I mean, this is another one starting to go. We'll have Joe, we'll have Sharif on the midday here, probably talking about some of these names, but there it goes again. BTCS, nice upside move. Are we switching our money into GameStop yet or not? GameStop right now down 4%. That seems to have not been affected at all by any of this, so we'll wait for that. AMC, another runner that we've been talking about, not doing much. Then we have Sound coming through. The SoundHound should be reporting pretty soon, I believe, so tonight. So we'll have to watch out for Sound. Thanks, Adara, for that one, as that one will be coming through here later on tonight. But this could be another mover here if you're looking at something potentially going intraday, SOUN, with earnings later on today. Could be a trade there for that. So, all right, we are now $1, so we'll just do this. We do this as often. Whenever we have $1 in the money, there it goes. It is your Dollar Club winner for Tesla, but it just keeps on bouncing. Like the reason why we're not super jacked up about this is we're waiting for more. So I have my first bid is 341.60s. So if we can come back into that level, that's sort of what I'm looking at for a level here. So that's my bid. Then we're down there at 340 as well. And then honestly, that ominous level that Obi and I have continuously talked about, 36s to 38s down there on Tesla. I'm going to wait for that print. I think we can get it again. That would be sort of my area to get out. So that's what we're going to wait for here on that play for Tesla. Seems like it wants to bounce. We already taken a piece off right there. So BTCS still going again, up 94%. Now taking out 370 as, Bitcoin ballin' much right now. Is BTCS even a Bitcoin name? I'm just going to assume it is right now. BTCS, yes, still going. BTCT now spiking again. So there goes BTC. I can't even get them all. BTCT, there it is right there. Bit Digital again. So this is that halting name, still going to the upside right now. It looks like it's going into halt right now if we can get it. BTCT. Yeah, get ready, my guy there, Sharif. You guys are going to have a lot to look at right now. There it is, halted. I didn't have the right halt key set up there, but there goes BTC. Upside again. Where's the tap? 17 right now. BTCT. That could have been a day changer right there if we were on that stock, but we were not. Nice move to the upside right now. Wow. Bitcoin still, there it is right there. Trying to go right there. 49.50. So we could take another out. I'm actually at 40. I thought on iBet I was at 49.41. I am at 49.41 right there. It's a hot dog kind of a cannon right there for Bitcoin and crypto, et cetera, as a lot of you are obviously on this name right now. Snapchat, President Trump coming out right now and saying, I love TikTok. So Snapchat making the move down Yep, he did. He wants to keep TikTok alive. Keep TikTok alive, says Trump. Expected to try to halt the TikTok ban. Halting the TikTok ban means the other way around, right? So, all right, we'll go over to Adara with this story, I presume.
Washington Post reporting here that Trump is expected to try to halt that ban. According to his allies, says Washington Post, citing, as far as I can tell, unnamed Trump allies. I wanted to pull this up too because you can see META here. This is a 10-minute chart. I'll try to go to let's go to the 3-minute. You can see biggest volume candle of the day by far in this 3-minute chart for META. This one and Snapchat have usually traded in tandem with regards to TikTok-related stories. So when the ban was initially being talked about, we had Meta and Snap push higher. Now, as Trump reportedly looking to cease that ban, META and SNAP pushing lower, guys. Keep an eye on these ones.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We are now $2.
Yay, yay, yay.
What's up, Brendo? How you doing, Brendan? What's up, my guy? All right, so there's Tesla right now. Oh, come on. We're bidding $341.60. We better get this right now. I don't even want to change this bid, but you know what? I'll change it. I'm going to go. There we go. Oh, no, I got to cancel now. All right, we got out at 80s. Whew. All right, now watch. It's going to print 60s, of course, but there it goes. Gave ourselves up there 20 cents too low there. Okay, but there we go. Now Tesla's now $3 down. All right, value add takes $1 billion stake in Meta. Hearing that in our ear, but Meta very volatile today because of that report. Again, Meta's fallen off 600, negative for it, right? Bad. We don't ever want to fall off of pretty much all-time highs. So that's going to be a bad thing. We've seen that happen with Nvidia, Apple, and all that, taking it back down. Then you get the new president coming out here, President Trump taking sort of not direct aim at Meta, but talking very kindly about TikTok and possibly removing that ban, which means I guess they can operate as normal. I thought the ban was just the fact that they had to turn over the data, right? And it couldn't be run by ByteDance. Someone else would have to host that, so on and so forth. So with that being the play, it looks like I hope Meta, I don't hope Meta gets crushed on this, but this is a name that I'm looking to buy on weakness. I like Meta. I really think it works, especially in this new environment. And I know I'm sort of talking twice because how could you? Yeah, there it goes. So shares of Oracle also getting a spike. They've been rumored to, again, data on TikTok. Look at this. Wow. Okay. There it goes. Nice upside move there for Oracle as well. Look at Oracle's chart. Huge move to the upside right now. Tesla, good out for us there. We take that right there. We take $2.50 on that one. IBIT having a little bit of a problem. We only have 30% left on IBIT. We got that good out upside. With only a minute left, what do you got going on right now? Still Adobe.
So still Adobe right there. So coming right back into VWAP. So I guess again, is this the best RR? Maybe, maybe not, but I do like the EV a little bit better. What I need to get better at here, Sean, is like, all right, cool. You like that initial trade, cool. That's great. It doesn't work. It sets up again a little bit higher. I need to be taking a little bit more, maybe just significantly more as well on something like that. So that's what I need to do a little bit better at. But again, I think it's just chopping around on top of VWAP. That there's a prior technical break in and around that 520, so there's definitely potential players sitting on that 520 as well, and we're hovering above that. So I want to be a little bit patient to see if that'll potentially come in. Oh boy, this thing is cracking, man. We were talking about hood. Okay, all right. So I covered pretty much everything in and around VWAP, but that thing is doing about a 50% retracement almost now, trading at 32.60. So I got to reassess this one there. Again, decreasing volume for the reversion. I really like that. If that one comes in a little bit further, let's see, pre-market. Some of these pre-market levels, we're already coming into some of those pre-market levels as of right now, but prior day low right here is what I'm more concerned about right here. So pre-market lows as well, prior day lows as well, 32.26s or 26s and some change. Let's see what specifically, 32.23 is that prior day low. We're only about a few pennies away from that one there on Robinhood. So we'll wait for that one to come in right here. If Adobe is going to come and catch a little bit of a bid hovering above VWAP here, I do want to take a little bit more off Oh, I did not want to cancel that prior order. Let me just put that one back in. But yeah, no, I'm going to continue watching this one going into the midday session, and it is 11:01.
We are, first of all, we're not going any.
Okay, we're going.
All
right. Let them know.
Trying to get $4 now on Tesla. We talked about that short. We put it on. We're holding it again. That is TSLA to the short, and we just did cover some at 340.50. All right, Ramin's the boss today, which is the boss every day, but there's no Fabian today, so I'll give a big thank you and a big shout out to Ramin. Great job there all day. You know, got the throws in, got the ads in, got all of that in. So thank you so much to Ramin. Thank you to the construction guys for giving me quite an epic headache, but I want to thank, more importantly, all of the viewers out there for sort of putting up with that as we work through it. It seems like I think Brendan's put the screws to everybody. I feel like maybe now it's not going to be happening anymore, but hopefully you have a great day on the midday show. Thanks to Obi for coming in again. Good trades there on Tesla. I like that log early, obviously. We'll see if we can make a little bit of money short. All right, we're back at 2, but for now it's Joe, it's Sharif, it's the midday. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
Wow, small cap gappers. What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to How to Trade, formerly known as that midday show. That's your boy, Joe.